All right. Good evening, and welcome. Um, there's no song because of the copyright thing. So I'm just not even going to mess with it right now. So we're going to get right into it. Now, how about this Doug Cifu interview? I always think I'm saying Doug Seafood. Like, um, I'm trust that everybody's seen it. I did put a link to the interview in the description of this video, so of this live stream. So if you haven't seen it, Um, highly recommend that. You can come back and join the stream or watch the stream now and watch the whatever, but pretty good interview. Um, and then I was just scanning through the AMC videos here, and there are some reactions. There's not as many as I thought there would be, which I guess also makes sense. Um, so, womp, 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 womp. So here's what I wanted to do. So the whole Al from Boston, Doug Cifu connection started a few days ago. So he put out a video, Al did. Why is Virtu CEO Doug Cifu tweeting me regarding AMC? So I wanted to take a look at this one first to lay the groundwork of what Al was saying about Douglas Cifu 5 days ago. So we'll get a taste of this.
Everybody, it's Al from Boston. Let's kick it off. Listen,
Let's
I want
kick
to
it
talk
off.
to you guys
Yeah.
about this tweet exchange I had with the CEO of Virtue Financial, Doug Cifu. Now, this is a good indicator of how desperate they are. You just have to read what's happening here. So Charlie Gasparini writes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Responding to a Mark
Oh,
Cahota's
fuck.
thread, and
Boy,
Mark.
his tone is a little bit different here than it was in that interview. I'll tell you. I will tell you that. Holy crap.
Says what he says, and he's got his opinions and stuff regarding Adam Aarons and the company itself. Now, this is an amazing thread because it shows the pickle that CEO Adam has gotten himself in the shareholder base and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. Now, Doug Cifu, CEO of Virtue Financial, says it's complete and utter nonsense. I invite CEO Adam to Virtue anytime so we can explain how markets and market making works. I will show him our books and records of AMC stock as well. It's a financial conspiracy theory. Happy to debunk anytime. How about it? Now, there's that expression, financial conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory. Okay. That's very interesting.
Actually, it says it's a farcical conspiracy theory. So farcical, not financial, but it's similar. Similar.
Guys.
No end. There's no ends in this word. Oh boy.
Look at what look at what I say. I said to him, Doug, you and Griffin are stealing and scalping from poor people. Do you even have a conscience? Do you ever look at your children's eye? You ever look into your children's eyes and even show a flicker of remorse? And Doug actually replied. He goes, since you served, I will respond. Sadly, you've been told a complete BS narrative about how the US retail market works. The synthetic share stuff is utter nonsense. Slept great last night and seeing my kids today. I hope you read more. You'll read more and learn. Wish you well. And he gives me two little double prayer things. Okay, guys, let me make sure you understand something, right? Let me just show you something about Virtue
that's
Financial.
pretty okay. So now Al's going to go on one of his stupid, hit, farcical hit piece campaigns, like where he, I don't know what he's going to do. Probably go ad hominem, something unrelated, straw man arguments. Let me tell you something about Virtue Financial. Blah, blah, blah. But I mean, the response here. Sadly, you've been told a complete BS narrative about how the U.S. retail market works. Okay, agree with that. The synthetic share stuff is utter nonsense. That's what we've been saying for about a year and a half. Slept okay, yeah. So I don't know about sleeping great last night, seeing kids, but anyway. I hope you'll read more and learn. And that's pretty much our sentiment as well. So, all right, let's.
What it is about Virtue you need to understand. Okay, Virtue Financial. Here it is. Here we go. Right here. Right. I'm gonna just pop this over here. This is Virtue. Okay. This is the company that we are fighting with. One of our worst competitors in this squeeze, and so on and so forth. This is the company itself. This is their website. Yada yada yada. Investors. Where is it? Right here. About. Okay.
If there was ever any doubt
He's
about
market maker and
these people being in a cult,
services.
this pretty much confirms it right
You
here.
know what Citadel does in terms of market making. They've gotten awards. They've got tons and tons of liquidity. All this other great stuff. Blah blah blah. This that and the other. They've got locations in Canada, United States, EMEA, the European Union, Pacific. I'm sorry, Asia Pacific. These are billion-dollar companies. These are billion-dollar companies, like multi-billion. Virtues is big and maybe slightly smaller than Citadel Securities. Okay. That being said, okay, why would the CEO of a company like Virtue get on a fucking Twitter?
Here we go with the straw man.
You know what I'm saying?
What did I tell you? Boom, right on time with a straw man argument.
Why would he do that?
Holy fuck.
Why would he come out and defend himself on Twitter? He's a billionaire.
He's not defending himself. He's proving you fucking wrong.
Talking about conspiracy theories and responding to nobody.
He's telling you that you believe in a conspiracy theory. What a fucktard.
Nobody in this movement, when you think about it. I'm just like,
well, yeah, he is a nobody. That is true. That's the first true thing he said. Al won't let you comment on his videos. He won't show his face. Really hard time to take him serious. I don't know how anybody takes this clown seriously. I don't know. I mean, add to it, he can't read. He makes shit up. And he uses straw man arguments all the time. So, God, I thought I fixed the thing where it just shows the first word. Anyway, of the name.
I replied to Doug, and why would he reply to me? Look, it's something hit him. I must have struck a.
Because you're spewing nonsense, and so, like, some people care about the record being correct, and they want to set the record straight when people are just way off base. Way off base. That's a sign of integrity, actually. So that's why Al would not be able to recognize it. But that is a sign of intelligence and integrity, and that you care because you're taking the time to say, hey, you know, I understand what you've been told, but let me, you know, can we just address this here for a second? I mean, those people care, generally speaking. People like Al, he just shits all over everything. And says what he wants, and he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Apes hate success. They complain. No one listens to them, but then cry conspiracy. Someone takes the time to try and educate them. And I think that's a theme that we're going to see through this examination of these reactions to this Doug Cifu video from today. So we get a little bit more here.
And, you know, he's going back to his default setting, which is lying even more. The bullshit narrative about how you.
I mean, it's just so absurd. It's so embarrassing. It's hard to listen to.
Market worse. The synthetic share stuff is utter nonsense. Slept great last night. Hope you'll learn more, and you know all this other nonsense, guys. $1 billion.
Yeah, nonsense to learn more.
Don't do that. Okay, they do not do that.
Oh, okay. Well, no, he did. He did.
They're worth billions.
So what? They have a Twitter account. Like, this is again, this is more straw man. Oh, well, these people don't do that. Oh, okay. So you're saying it's not him? What exactly is he saying?
Billions and billions and billions of dollars.
So?
You know, net.
Yeah, he has billions of dollars, and he probably doesn't hype it up like you are. Like Al is, he's a poor, essentially. He is a poor fuck. He doesn't have a wealth mindset. He has no such thing. He has a poor mindset. He has a ridiculously desperate mindset.
Income, liquidity. We're talking billions. That guy right there, Doug, he's a billionaire. Why would he
Boom,
be
Chuck.
responding
There you go.
to a Gasparino tweet? You ever ask yourself that? Because they're fucking scared. Hasn't it occurred to you that this is all 100% stagecraft? This is all bullshit. He's out here trying to defend himself, and he knows the trouble he's in. CEOs of companies don't go out and do this. Guys like Griffin don't respond on Twitter.
Adam Aaron does, like Chuck's saying here. So what the fuck? And he's not defending himself. Again, he's setting the record straight. There is a big difference. I mean, basically, like, Al is the one who started this by saying, Doug, you and Griffin are stealing and scalping from poor people. Poor people. Don't you even have a conscience? Do you ever look into children's eyes and even show a flicker of remorse? Like, what a shitty thing to say. What a disrespectful, fucking condescending piece of fucking trash Al from Boston is. And then tonight on the interview, he looked, well, we didn't see him, but he sounded like a little bitch because he had nothing to say. He had nothing to say. Nothing. He got put in his fucking place. Yet, well, we'll get there. I don't know if there's really
Doug Cifu is a billionaire. And look, he's responding to my tweets regarding a conscience and stealing from poor people and blah, blah, blah. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that.
You didn't have to antagonize him.
Calling us conspiracy theorists.
You are.
Happy to jump anytime, very confidently. Guys.
I mean, Al is the one who preaches the message of confidence and conviction and resolve and all these fucking weird ass fucking words to use that only a fucking shill would use. And say things like, I have no doubt that we'll all be, billionaires or whatever the hell he says. Like, just the weirdest fucking patronizing shit that you've ever heard. Nonsense.
Does that mean anything? Does that click to you? Why would they be doing that? Why would they be defending themselves? Why do they want to get you out of your stock so bad?
Okay, we just made a logical jump there. We just made a huge logical jump. Why do they want to get you out of your stock? Why do they want to get you to sell? Nobody said anything about fucking selling. And if you understood the role of a fucking market maker, which he has no excuse not to understand now after today, then he would realize how fucking retarded it is for him to say this shit. Like, the market maker wants you to sell your shares. The market maker doesn't give a fuck what you buy or what you sell. Their job is to sell it to you or buy it from you. Period. That's what they do. They make a market. So nobody is talking about people selling anything here. But Al makes the logical leap, makes the assumption, it brings in the narrative point. Why are they trying to get you to sell your shares?
They want to get you out of your stock so bad. Why do they want you to sell? Have you asked yourself that? Yes.
There's no other reason why anybody would talk about this stuff other than, oh, they must want me to sell it. Like, everybody else in the world knows that AMC and Ape are worthless fucking stocks. They're worthless. They are not worth $10,000. And by the way, Adam fucking Lewis, if you're ready to buy an AMC share for $1,000, I'll have one for you Monday. I will have an AMC share for you to buy at $1,000 on Monday. If you're so fucking sure that it's trading for 1,000 or tens of thousands in the dark pool, and you expect everybody else to buy those shares and drive the price up for no fucking reason, put your money where your mouth is. Buy a share that I'll sell to you at $1,000 fucking dollars. But no, everybody else in the world knows that this shit is worthless, knows that it's irrelevant, knows that it doesn't fucking matter. So why would anybody want you to sell? No, it's just that this is all they think about. Everything must be about AMC. Everything must be about Ape shares, units. This is cult language 101 period right here. This is cult programming, it's propaganda, it's brainwashing. It's despicable.
Some
Really
interesting
is.
issues going on with Adam Aarons. There was that video that floated yesterday at the Atlanta showing, and him not addressing things or not giving answers correctly, and then all this other stuff and whatnot. I don't even care about that.
Yeah, no, take that ape shit and get the fuck out of here, okay? There's no fucking diamond-handed apes here. We actually make money. We actually like to make money. So get that shit the fuck out of here. Unless you were trying to be funny, in which case now you know it's not funny.
I don't even care about the price of Ape and AMC right now. I'm wondering why the billionaire of billionaires of virtue, virtue finance is replying to my tweets when I called him
Stuck
out
on this.
bullshit, right?
Like, instead of actually,
why would he do that? Because he's
fucking idiot. What a fucking retard. Instead of actually reading what he said and thinking about it, because this guy is, on the inside of that company, I think he would know what the fuck they're doing and what the point of their business is. Instead of even taking what he said seriously, all he's done for 5 minutes is question why he even replied to him. I don't know if he has problems with his self-worth, doesn't think he's worth a reply from a billionaire or what, but dude, get the fuck out of here. Get that shit out of here, man. No. Like, no fucking diamond-handed apes. I'm putting my foot down on that.
Fix the narrative. He thinks we're all being scammed. Oh, you're just so helpless and poor, and I have to, by virtue, help you. You see the play on words? Virtue Doug
Right.
here got no virtue. He's fucked, mate. He is fucked. Proper fucked. He wouldn't come out on Twitter and do stuff like that.
Straw man argument. No, that does not logically follow. He wouldn't come out on Twitter. Oh, it's so much effort to come out on Twitter. So much effort to come out on Twitter. It must be because he's screwed. What?
People like Doug don't do that, right? They just don't do that. And the fact that they're doing this stuff on the weekends as well, they're bashing us across all these different platforms. Why would they do all that? God. I'll tell you why, because they're scared. Now take a look at this. This is what Phil For Real just wrote a few minutes ago. Look at this.
Wow. Okay. So this is the groundwork. This is the context that this interview, in which this interview arose, right? So, well, I guess we might as well start with Al himself. So here's a tweet. My interview with Doug Cifu, blah, 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 blah. And then Anthony says, so no squeeze. Fair question after watching the interview, right? Al from Boston replies, yes, squeeze, big one. Okay. What? Yes, squeeze, big one. Your stupid little squeeze theory is based on the assumption of synthetic shares. Unless you're just going to dismiss what Doug Cifu says as being untrue, which I mean, I guess would be par for the course for these fucking clowns. And you completely just disregard it as if he didn't say it, and you still assume that there's synthetic shares. I mean, that's retarded. But other than that, other than disregarding it altogether, like, you learned what the market maker does tonight. You learned, you know, their role. You heard the history of how the market came to be. I mean, there's always been somebody in that role. Anyway, you've heard about other markets that have similar features. Al and Frank, were respectful, and they didn't interrupt, and they let Doug talk, and it seemed like they got it, or at least, I mean, they didn't get any ideas of anything to say actually to him. Oh yeah, it's very easy to be an asshole when you're just looking at tweets and you're just tweeting like this. But where the rubber met the road and they were actually having a conversation, oh, it was a different tone. Okay. So then afterwards, Al has the fucking nerve. I mean, nerve, whatever, stupid. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what would cause somebody to do this. Yes, squeeze, big one. Right. Okay. So obviously he learned nothing from that interview. Obviously, what was the point? What was the point? I don't know. Okay, so here's Frankie Muhammad, and he this got a different take here. He's got a different take. Al was tamed and well behaved during the interview. I said, I think I said earlier that was surprising to me, but also I guess a little bit not, because he didn't have anything. He had nothing. He had nothing to say. He couldn't even think of some dumb, stupid shit. Like he, you know, uh, saying whatever he said. What was that? He said something really. Don't you even have a conscience? I mean, could you imagine him saying that, like, actually in the conversation? And Al is a pussy. He is a fucking coward. I mean, you could tell that just because, comments are turned off. Oh, like, you can't see the number of likes. Oh, yeah. Fucking snowflake. Okay. So here's Frankie. Al from Boston, I respect you. I thank you for what you do for the community. However, that guy you interviewed was full of shit. Everybody saw right through it. Criminals are not going to admit they are criminals. Would you learn that in fucking cop school? Jesus Christ. And actually, they often do. They often fucking do. Him and his colleague don't give a damn about retail investors. They work around the clock trying to figure out how to steal our money. When people like him start talking about they don't believe it's a naked short problem, that's when you know they full of shit. However, keep up the good work. So this guy will never, there is nothing that you could show him, nothing you could say to him, nothing that would change his mind. He feels the way he feels. There's no evidence for him to feel that way, but he feels that way. It doesn't matter what facts, what evidence you come out with, he will not change the way he thinks about it. And that is fucking stupid and sad. But at the end of the day, he's going to fucking lose it all. He is absolutely going to lose at least everything that he put into this. When you're that resistant to information, I don't even care if it's true or not. If you're that resistant to hearing anything that's different from what you're saying, what you believe, what you already assume, you're fucked. You are fucked. This guy is fucked. He's totally fucked. And totally and completely fucked. I mean, there's not much else to say there. Al from Boston is not even from Boston. Yeah, we call him Al from Karachi. I don't know where he's actually from. I don't know. Atlantis, do you know? Atlantis, I think we've seen you in here before. So, in any case, welcome. I mean, his Twitter, whatever, is, I think it's Al from, no. His email address, I think, is Al from DC. Like, oh, okay. Al from Karachi Hills Beach. Al from Boston Market. May I have a chicken pot pie? Boston Market. Okay. So there's Frankie. You know, I mean, right on cue with some dumbass shit. And man, I feel sorry for his fucking shift key. Like, what is this? This is like German capitalization in English. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to read even. Okay, so then we have a bona fide reaction from Scavenger. Let's scavenge for some facts and see if we can come up with anything, you know, not completely brain dead here.
Guys, this is my response video to Al from Boston's interview with Doug, the CEO of Virtue, which is a market maker, guys. Pretty much the way I'm going to lay my case with it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out, digest it on your own. Couple of red flags for me. They've been red flags, but a new red flag is, why is the CEO of a market maker coming out now to somebody's YouTube that is already a known shill in the community?
That's interesting. That's essentially the same argument that Al was making 5 days ago, questioning why Doug Cifu, I'm going to say Cifu because that's less seafood. It's the same argument that Al was using 5 days ago, asking why Doug Cifu engaged with him on Twitter. It's the same fucking argument. So basically, he is, you know, calling Al a shill while adopting the same fucking argument. The same shill ass fucking weak fucking argument. Dumb ass fucking argument. Wow. That's awesome. That seems to be, I'm going to guess that that's going to be the common theme in all of these responses, all these reactions. Why is he doing this? Because you all are fucking stupid. Because you all have no fucking clue. And you're literally listening to the bottom of the fucking barrel in terms of grifter influencers that are left here. Like fucking Trey isn't even here anymore. Trey isn't even fucking saying this shit. Lou isn't. He's just dropping the AMC name. Delusional broke boys. Yep. Doug needs to get back to work. Yeah, clearly. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Like, why would he do this? Oh my God, it's so weird. He's a billionaire. He doesn't have time to talk to people. Wow. Yeah. Pretty silly. Okay. So he's calling Al a shill while using the same kind of techniques. Cool.
And secondly, why have we never seen Al from Boston's face? Doesn't that like alarm anybody? It's not for personal protection because there's a face in his profile picture. So I think I can tell you.
Maybe that's not him. Maybe he doesn't want to show his face. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you should listen to what he says and evaluate the veracity of that and just move the fuck on. I don't show my face. I don't have a camera. I'm not interested in showing my face. I'm saying something that's unpopular. I don't want people, excuse me. I don't want there to be any crossover with these fucking desperate baggies. So maybe someday, you know, after the Moass, I can afford a camera. Okay. But until then, doesn't matter. Just listen to what I say. If you don't like the fact that you can't see my face, it's too bad. It's too bad. I mean, it doesn't, I don't see why it matters. If you're focused on that, you're not in a place where you can even hear what I'm saying. And it's not because you're deaf. You know, you're just not ready. But that that argument, well, we haven't even seen his face. Who cares? Now, the thing is, I mean, first of all, let me go here. There are plenty of AMC grifters, influencers, like people on the same side, supposedly, as this fuck scavenger, who also whose face you've also never seen. Clay from Finance News is one of them. Of course, who cares about Finance News? Fucking assholes. I don't know if we've seen Benji. I think maybe like in old videos he used to show his face, something, I don't know. I don't know. There's other ones too. Okay. Nobody had a problem with it when they were bullish for AMC. But apparently, if you're not bullish for AMC and you don't show your face, then you are suspect. Fuck you. You are a fucking moron.
The answer to that, and I think that if he showed
the bigger problem, fuck showing your face. The bigger, who wants to see this fucking guy's face anyway? Seriously. But the bigger problem for me is the fact that you can't express your opinion on the videos. That is a much bigger problem. I mean, that actually is a problem. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of another one of these grifters that doesn't allow comments, at least. Okay.
Showed what his face, if he showed a picture of himself, we would find out who he really is, and he's probably not the guy in the profile picture. So that's my response to that video. Take it with a grain of salt, but come on, guys, you got to do better than that, Al. Peace. Guys,
like this smug attitude, like smug, dismissive, you know, narcissistic, egotistical attitude is just so, it's just, you know, it's just so annoying. It's so stupid. It's not a winning attitude, if I can be frank. Hello, are we visiting Chunky Monkey Island? Yes. I mean, we're looking at reactions. That's the idea. Looking at reactions. So, Citadel just lost everything. Come on. Fucking clowns. So I searched for this before. I didn't see too many videos with the liquidity fairy reactions. Yeah. So yeah, he was in the news. He's been in the news a few times since this. Let's go back. Let's go back a year ago and see what he was saying last year.
The ecosystem for retail is incredible. We'll be releasing a study later today that really goes through what true price improvement is. And Virtu on its own in 2020, measured under any standard, provided $3 billion of price improvement back to retail investors. An investor in this country can pick up a smartphone of any type and for no money get a better price than just about any institutional investor in this country. It's phenomenal what has happened. So I welcome the study and review of this because I think when smart people look at this and their chairman is incredibly intelligent and very diligent, they will conclude that the ecosystem really works for retail investors.
another point that Chair Gensler was making is that this is commission-free trading, but it's not cost-free trading, that there is a cost that is taken out of this. The implication here somehow is that maybe you are exacting a toll, maybe you're stealing data from people in some way. Do you take data from people and use it? Do you have some kind of informational advantage? What really goes on here? And what was Chair Gensler talking about?
Yeah, I mean, to be candid, that one had me scratching my head a little bit because I've heard that from critics of all different types, and frankly, the opposite is true. The brokers from which we receive orders are world-class organizations, multi-billion-dollar organizations. You know their names. They protect their clients' information. We never see anything. There's zero client identification. We just get an order, 5,000 shares of Tesla, we want to buy it. It comes from a broker. We have no idea who the underlying client is, whether they sent that order today and 5 minutes later they're saying to send the same order or not. We have no clue. There's zero information. In fact, the market maker is at an informational disadvantage because we're just sitting there two-sided all day across 200 different brokers saying, send us your orders. We have to take them. When they're market orders, we can't reject them. So the informational asymmetry is actually against the market maker. I really, really look forward to demonstrating that. The narrative somehow that we're Facebook and we have this information advantage is just categorically false.
So this is very similar to what this is basically very similar to what he said in today's interview. And I don't get the sense that he sounds desperate or has any ulterior motive there. I mean, because, and I even remarked this earlier in the chat, basically everything he said, we've talked about on this channel before, like multiple times. Like looking at the role of a market maker, looking at, comparing a market maker to market participants and what their role is and what they do. And it just doesn't make sense when people like Frankie Mohammed or Donahue George lump together market makers, hedge funds, 1%. That doesn't make sense. These are apples and oranges and pears, or at least apples and oranges in terms of what these entities are actually doing in terms of their role in the process. So but I get the sense that he is frustrated, of course, because if you actually know this stuff, if you care enough, if you're curious enough to go beyond what somebody is just telling you, somebody that looks like one of these AMC grifter clowns, this would resonate, and it would make sense, and it would at least spur you to maybe do some more research, look at some other resources, whatever. But instead, at this point, they're just rejecting it, and obviously he's desperate. They need your shares. I mean, what he just told you that they don't fucking short. They don't take on short positions. Market making activity is different. It is. It's different. It's a different function. And if these apes can't understand that, which they don't make the distinction largely, you're talking to a brick wall. They just need, and they're talking to a brick. You're talking to a brick wall. They are heading towards a brick wall at 60 miles an hour. And it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a fucking mess. And I'm not going to sit here and say, I told you so, I told you so. But we kind of did. Like we've been talking about this for over a year. Trying to correct these misunderstandings, at least to correct all these idiots that just put this shit out. Bullish. Yeah, okay, bullish. Right. Bullish. What was this other thing I saw? It was stupid. Dumb as fuck. Jeff Forbes talking about Fed pivot narrative. I don't know what he says about it. There was a ridiculous one, though, down here. Banks linked to fraud. Okay, lottery stocks. Go play the fucking lottery. Fuck. Maybe max cost to borrow AMC 291%. Who pays 291% for something they claim has no value? I mean, think about that for a second. Think about that. What? I mean, that's what you're dealing with here. But somebody dropped a, oh yeah, I remember what it was. Shit. $3.8 billion AMC shares traded since 100% utilization. RICO violations. RICO violations. What? Well, anyway, it was finance news, so maybe we can just look at, I mean, it's like, this motherfucker had the nerve.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back
to... Shut the fuck up. Here it is. 10 hours ago, they put out a fucking video that says, happening now, Trey Trades just dropped a huge bombshell on AMC stock. Fucking Matt Stoner. Dude, are you too fucking high? Did you realize that fucking Trey is not talking about AMC? Well, maybe he is. I better watch it and make sure. I don't want to make an assumption.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
Shut the fuck up. I can't even, like... I mean, I know I have to turn it back up a little bit, at least. Shit. What
is going on, guys? Easiest money you will ever earn. So do this now. Remember at it. Share it with a friend.
Right. Okay. Moo.
Look at what happened on Wednesday after.
I mean, they want to sit here and say that Moo is not a payment for order flow fucking brokerage. I mean, I've even seen actual official graphics from them that say Moo does not accept payment for order flow. But they're owned by Futu, which most certainly is a payment for order flow organization. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's not Trey. That's not Trey. AMC plus Ape and index report. Like, which one of these things is not like the fucking others? Like, what? Why? Why would anybody who cares about the index, the indices, care about AMC and Ape? And why would anybody who cares about AMC and Ape care about the indices? Like, that is just so weird. Anyway, Trey, here we go. Yesterday, he said silence is not equal to inaction. Sharpening. Oh, that's a huge bombshell, let me tell you. Wow. I mean, I just feel like he dropped the bomb on me.
Take a step, maybe end up in front of him, and once again, undermine what he is trying to do. It's not as if he hasn't said anything whatsoever. He has, of course, still been relatively active on Twitter, and knowing how much he has communicated with the AMC community before, once again, just underscores that if...
Are we talking about Adam Aaron?
Anything now, there is very much a strong reason for this. Again, guys, there are a handful of things that people are frustrated about, but again, we need to remember that CEO Adam, who retweeted this tweet, is consistently out there. Challenge anyone to show me a CEO who takes the time to visit local operations, speak with guests, take in the services, stay for photos, take a look at Wendy's, Disney, Costco, Cinnamon,
this is the most fucking desperate fucking bullshit I have ever fucking seen. This is embarrassing that somebody would say this. because there are like thousands of CEOs. I mean, there are CEOs absolutely who do fucking more than Adam Aaron does. Like, I mean, maybe it's just a photo op. I mean, pretty much everything is. But, you know, they'll go to this retail location of whatever it is, and they'll fucking check people out, run a cash register, and put on an apron. You know, like, Adam, yeah, oh great, yeah, he goes to the movies, and you know, bullshits and takes some pictures. Like, man, that's crazy. I've never seen a CEO do that kind of thing before. Holy shit. But then Adam Aaron retweeted it? The fuck?
No, it is literally just AMC. Guys, we need to
It's literally just AMC. I mean, does he even listen to what he says?
Remember that there's going to be something really interesting happening over the next few weeks. We are going into that third quarter's earnings.
He sounds like so desperate and whiny and, you know, like a little bitch. Okay.
Be coming out of it and exactly what is going to happen. But what we can go in is with the knowledge that Adam Aaron and AMC are feeling confident. We need to remember October 15th, he did tweet out. Yesterday, AMC took a very
like that was 5 days ago, bro. I mean, I guarantee that you made 4 fucking videos about this already. What is he doing coming out with 8.5 minute videos? I don't fucking get it. So here's one.
Be a degree and continuation with regards to
crystal ball.
Remember that there will be a degree of dilution with regards to these AMC preferred equity units.
Oh my God.
Said since the very beginning. And a lot of people have their own thoughts here, but obviously what we need to pay attention to is whether or not they will be converted and whether or not this dilution.
Why? Why would you need to pay attention to that? You know, God, this is just such garbage. It's been legitimately months since I've watched one of these fucking shit videos. We've just skipped over them. It's probably important in terms of the state of the grift. That's what this is about, the state of the grift, which seems to be just as strong. It seems to have not. It seems not to have changed at all. The state of the grift is strong.
For AMC, which is what dilution has done in the past. Chris from Crystal Ball Stocks and Sports saying, I think Ape will get converted back to AMC eventually. Otherwise, why would we vote that provision that would have been in the filing? Or why would that vote provision be in the filing? Buying Ape now potentially gets us cheap AMC shares in the future. Maybe converting back to AMC will smoke out the shorts this time around, although we do not necessarily know exactly what the ultimate sort of finish is going to be with regards to all of this. But again, we need to remember that the reason they are fighting AMC and Ape so hard is because each one of these stocks stands to have a staggering amount of sort of negative effect towards all of the hedge funds that are short on AMC. And as of August 22nd, we're short on AMC as well.
Antoinette, hi. You're here. You're home from work. Hi. Welcome. Welcome.
As an additional share of Ape. But guys, there's the noise.
We've just been dawdling around, waiting for you to get here, twiddling our thumbs. We're glad you're finally here. Now we can officially start. So we're officially starting now. So let's go back. Let's resume where we were.
Does need to,
but we're officially starting.
Through, and I think that one of the most imperative things that we can do as a community is ensure that not only are we spreading good news, which is again why I am here every day, but that we are making sure that we are paying attention to who is spreading all of this bad news, right? Adam Aaron recently released that tweet saying that he had tons of negative reports or tons of negative comments on some of his tweets, and he took a look at them and they had 3, 5, and 7 followers respectively. Stock Retail has a very great breakdown for us with regards to what, sort of we need to be paying attention to here. First and foremost, new accounts push negativity, right? Who to trust, look for 4 different things. First and foremost, reliability. They're not often wrong, and
blah 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 blah. This is stupid,
that they were wrong,
dumb fuck shit. Like,
a degree of history.
God.
If they fail any, again, we need.
Like, this is dumb. Reliability, not often wrong. Yeah, because you know, people that are not ever wrong are like, what? And admit when they are. Okay, look for people who don't use fucking for instead of FOR or R instead of ARE, for one thing. Consistency, not wavering back and forth. I mean, sometimes you have to change your fucking mind. You have to go with the evidence and admit that you're wrong. And, you know, some of the best fucking people are wrong a lot. So this is stupid. History. Did they just show up or can you see receipts? Okay. Support apes and AA. Right, because you wouldn't want to listen to somebody who doesn't support you, even if they're telling you the truth. It's just fucking stupid. Retail stock at stock retail. Good.
Since the very beginning is going to happen, so now is the most important time to stay diligent. But the most bullish thing out of all of it, the shorts are still shorting AMC, right? As long as they are doing so, we will still have great opportunities. Ortex guy giving...
Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily. I mean, that is an ignorant statement to make. It just is. Like, if as long as people are still shorting this, we're going to have tremendous opportunity. Not really. Not really. Because the company isn't doing well. The company is drowning in debt. And, you know, they had to do this ridiculous, circuitous, roundabout way to try to raise equity. And I mean, I guess if they sell it for higher than market price, which makes no sense, otherwise, or, you know, they'll raise another $1 billion. Anyway, short interest is one component. One component. I mean, it's not the only component. But when you have revolving short interest of 20%, and you see short covering all the time, and you see, you know, tons of shares returned, tons of shares borrowed, meaning that these positions are rotating. It's not the same participants that are staying in. It's a cyclical thing. You have positions being opened and closed all the time. The apes don't realize that. They think that they're just doubling down, tripling down, adding to the short interest. Why? How could you think that? It's staying right around 19%. So doesn't matter if there are numbers. If the numbers don't reflect what they want or what they believe, they'll say Ortex is estimated, it's self-reported, it's da-da-da-da-da. They'll cut it down. If it supports in a bullish way, like he's trying to claim here, then they'll hype the numbers. So it's, you know, it's ignorance and, you know, logical fallacies, cherry picking, all the stuff we always talk about. You know, it's really, it just is over and over and over. I mean, this guy, Matt Stoner, must, I mean, how, maybe he treats us like, I mean, sure he does, because he probably 5,400 views on this fucking video because he dropped the name Trey's Trades. All Trey did was tweet 3 words. It wasn't a huge bombshell, but now they got you hooked.
Giving us this data here, guys. Our short score has risen to 81.83 with 600.
What is that? What is short score? What the fuck is short score? It's something that Ortex created. Like, because they know that these fucking dumbasses are looking at this and they don't know how to interpret any of this data. They don't know what it means. They don't know how to interpret it. They don't know how to put it in any kind of context. So they literally have to dumb it down and say, short score 81. And it has to go up a little bit at a time. Oh boy, when it hits 82, it's going to be crazy. It's meaningless. I mean, and I dispute assuming it's a 1 to 100 scale, I dispute the fact that it's 81 anyway. Whatever. Ortex wants to sell subscriptions.
Worth of AMC shorted into the market, or 19.14% of the free float. It is worth noting that this number is self-reported, and the fact that 36% of the float.
No, it's not. It's not self-reported. I mean, it's self-reported by the lenders. So imagine that you go get a loan for a car. You're going to buy a car. You're going to finance it. You get a loan from your bank. Okay. In this analogy, what self-reported means, and this applies to Ortex, and it applies in the analogy, it would be the bank that reports it, not you who borrowed the money, but the person who lent you the money. That's what they mean by self-reported. They say that right on their website. Yet Matt Stoner and all of these grifters like to hype the fact that it's self-reported, meaning why would the hedge funds report accurate short interest on themselves? No, they don't report interest on themselves. The people that lent them to them are the ones that report it. And they have no reason, none whatsoever, not to report it accurately. And in fact, if they don't, that's fraudulent. Are the shorts taking turns shorting AMC? I think so. I mean, I don't know. They probably have a Discord where they all talk about it. Like, oh, who's gonna short AMC today? Is it you, Morgan Stanley, or is it you, Citadel, or maybe it's Mark Cohodes? Where's Mark? Mark. Somebody call Mark. Tell him to get in the Discord. It's his day to short AMC. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I mean, honestly, despite the fact that I can't stand looking at him or hearing his voice or anything about this channel, in fact, it's as worthless as AMC and Ape and this whole narrative at this point. There's always some bullshit to debunk because they keep making the same fundamental fucking errors a year and a half later. Like self-reported. Like saying that, 19% short interest is going to cause a massive squeeze. No, you need your synthetic shares for that. But that's false. There's no evidence for that. So anyway, it's painful, but I guess it's relevant. Okay, so anyway, getting back to Doug Cifu. Cifu. I'm going with Cifu.
As a market maker, could have a bit of an advantage because you could transact in sub-penny increments, whereas the exchanges could not. Would you have any problem if they allowed exchanges to conduct transactions in sub-penny increments?
Look, we welcome competition. In fact, 40% of the retail orders that are sent to Virtu, we don't internalize them. We actually try to reflect them on exchanges. We try to get liquidity. We reflect non-marketable limited orders on exchanges. And if there was...
oh, yeah, I forgot about Model 3 Dudes is on a cruise. So, I mean, I guess it's a multi-day, like a long cruise, like I don't know, 2-week or something. I was wondering where the hell he was, but that makes sense. Going through the Bermuda Triangle, no satellite or anything, no service. Or
more midpoint,
or he's playing shuffleboard while listening to Dawkins, or I don't know. I don't know. I just for some reason I picture him listening to Dawkins. Okay.
Liquidity on
Sue me.
exchanges. I'll tell you what, Bob, it would save us hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of both price improvement and exchange fees. So we'd be happy to have
And
more.
Ken Griffin has said the same thing. Ken Griffin has said the exact same thing. Payment for order flow is an expense for us. He said that. It's true. They are the ones who pay.
Partners that would post liquidity at midpoint on exchanges. We welcome that. My friends at Citadel have said the same thing in public testimony. So this isn't about lack of competition. There are 8 wholesalers. There's 13 or 14 or 15. I lost track. National security exchanges. There's 40 dark pools. All of us are trying to compete for those retail orders. The retail brokers are really smart. They're incredibly sophisticated. They're multi-billion-dollar organizations with as much technology as one could buy. They send orders to all 60 to 70 of us, depending upon where they think they can get best execution. That's their obligation to their client. And to suggest that somehow that those gigantic institutions are somehow falling down to duty, I just don't buy it. And I know factually, because I see the data, that that's not correct. So we look forward to engaging.
I know you're going to be talking to the. I know you're going to be talking to the SEC about this. I just want to move on before I let you go to the meme stocks. Sure. Meme stocks. We've been talking about this for days now. You're very involved in the trading and then the execution of that. Do you have any observations about the volatility of these meme stocks? And you, as a market maker, what observations do you have about the nature of meme stock trading?
Look, I mean, obviously, we see the same things that everybody else would see, which is, it's driven off of momentum and there's significant momentum. The one thing that I would say is we have 2 sides to our business. We have a retail business and an institutional business. It should not be lost on people. This is not solely a retail phenomena. There are meaningful professional traders that are engaged in trading both in the cash equities market and in the options market. And that's what our markets are for. We should be here to make that as frictionless and as transparent and as reasonable as we possibly can. That's our job, and that's what we do.
What the hell is wrong with what? I mean,
a band of retail traders trading these stocks. There's a lot of institutions and professional traders, speculators, whatever you want to call them, engaged in this in both the.
It's a good point because that kind of got lost in the mix because so much of the media attention and the online attention and social media was about retail investors, and so it kind of became this. It was retail. Too much fun with the Journey tribute band.
Cash equities market and the options market. We want to make sure that there's appropriate suitability. People actually know what they're doing and they get full transparency. But otherwise, that's what markets are here for, and they're functioning quite well.
Okay. All right, so let's see. We got some links here to bring up. So, okay, here's another one of these. Here's another, same argument basically. Getting back to the ape reactions to the reaction. So this is the Marine.
Man, what's up, guys? Get home from work, and somebody had sent me the link. I guess you guys all know the owl from Boston, who's not really from Boston, but whatever. I'm not, and Frank, I never heard of this. This again shows what YouTube. From Boston, but whatever. I'm not, and Frank, I never heard of this. This again shows what YouTubers will do to get your views. What was the point of bringing the CEO partner guy of Virtue Financial Market?
To educate you. Quite frankly, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Maker. I would advise going and wasting time at the 36 minutes of that. Obviously, that interview was designed.
Oh no!
Opinion?
Don't bother to watch it. I mean, what? Are you fucking kidding me? No, go fucking watch it. Absolutely fucking watch it. What are you talking about?
It's a way to basically gaslight you, gaslight the community, and why Al and Frank would do it. Oh, I know why. Let's obviously get views.
Jesus
So to
Christ.
save you the time and the trouble, basically, it's real simple. This person doesn't believe in what we're doing. He basically said, fuck you, apes. You're stupid, and I care about how you spend your money. Which is funny because they all say that about
That's
us.
not what he said at all. He didn't say that at all. In fact, he said the exact opposite. He said, essentially, you can spend your money on whatever you want. And no matter what you spend your money on, we will execute the order. You know, if you want to buy this, we'll sell it to you. If you want to sell it, we'll buy it from you. However, it's not right. You should be educated on what you're trading and investing in. And there's a lot of misinformation regarding these stocks. Like, it is so staggering to me how, like, this guy is so close-minded. Like, he doesn't want to hear anything. He does not want to hear anything except the squeeze is here. That's the only thing he cares about. He does not care about actually learning anything, increasing his knowledge, unless it also confirms what he already believes, which doesn't really increase your knowledge. It just increases your ego or something, and your inflated sense of self. I mean, this is this is a psychologist or sociologist or social psychologist fucking heaven. Like, there is so much going on here that's pathological and fucked up, but you know, it's this kind of shit is common. I mean, we have somewhere between 4 and 10 million of these people out here. For every, YouTuber, there's, a whole line of people behind them that probably, are varying degrees of fanaticism. I mean, it's crazy. It is just like a cult, trying to keep people from listening to any info outside of the cult. That's it. That is it. I mean, he's talking about, he has this guy has the fucking nerve and the ignorance and the, quite frankly, nerve to say that somebody is trying to gaslight you. Hello, this whole thing, this whole narrative is a big episode of gaslighting. It's all gaslighting. Chuck says, I heard this Marine guy a few months back, he was up 250,000 and didn't sell. Wow. 250K. I mean, I don't know about you, but when people talk about life-changing money, you couldn't change some shit with $250,000. I mean, that's life-changing money to me. Fuck, $100,000, $50,000 would maybe not be transformational, but you could do a lot. Why would you not? Oh my gosh, that's wild. Operative words. Was up. Was up. Word up. You blew me up. Then you burned me down. You dropped a bomb on me. Was that Culture Club?
Understand that at all. But anyway, you be a judge.
And I'm trying to, well, anyway.
Put a short clip in
Lynn
here.
will tell me.
I think is the keywords through that whole entire 35 minutes.
And
the short version, TALD.
And what year did that song come out? 80? I don't know. I'm just wondering if it's potential for Model 3 Dude's cruise.
Of just that little bit. And then I also went and looked up him on Twitter, and you should see, it's kind of funny how he's connected to the Eleanor tenant or whatever the hell it is that's connected to Fox, which is connected to our favorite guy, Charlie G, right? Charlie Gasparino.
This guy is ignorant as fuck.
Retweeting these attacks that are on Gary Gensler, which plays into that narrative. They're attacking.
I mean, this is like speculative, gossip, conspiratorial, not based on, I mean, oh my God, they're connected to somebody on Twitter. They're connected to somebody on Twitter. Oh my God. Wow.
And Gary Gensler because they don't want to take payment for order flow away. Why do they not want to take it away? They graciously
Well, because it actually is fucking beneficial for you. But you're so fucking close-minded and you've been gaslit so fucking much that you literally think it is hurting you. That's how fucking reversed and turned around all these motherfuckers are. They don't even fucking realize. They don't even realize. And also short selling. These two things, these are the most, and let's add in off exchange, but that's kind of tied in with the payment for order flow, but it is a separate concept. Payment for order flow, off exchange execution, or dark pools, but we'll go with off exchange, and short selling. Not naked short selling, just plain old short selling. Those three things the apes think are bad. They think that they're being used to keep the stock price down, quote unquote, somehow. However, each one of those things is actually beneficial, not only to retail investors, but overall market in general. And, oh, Scott, you're just saying that because you're a shill and No, I'm not saying it because I'm a shill. That's not the reason I'm saying it. Of course I'm a shill. Everybody knows I'm a fucking shill. But that's not why I'm saying it. See the difference there? The apes are involved in a very the biggest thing, the biggest risk, I think, may be the money that they've laid out. It may be, but there's also a lot of emotions at play. And they're just not in an emotional place to be rational at all, to even consider that possibility. The possibility of being rational, that notion, they just, they laugh it off. It's silly. It's silly that you would actually, piece these things together and try to look at it objectively. So anyway, you can turn 250K into 2 million. Yes, you can. Or just $250 or $2.50. I mean, that's true. That is true. I'm working on that right now. I started with $300. It's up. 250. Let's just say 250. Now 3,500. So next stop is 35. Next stop is probably like $8 grand. $8 grand. 20. And then the next stop from there, not far off, 25. But you know what you can do at 25. I'm not going to do it at 25 because if you drop below 25, you're fucked. So I would have at least 30,000, 35,000, ideally 50 in order to day trade. That way I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, turned 20K into 250K back to 10K. Yeah. The upside is if you're young enough, you can make it back. Like under 23 is the range there. I say under 40 personally, but only because I'm barely under 40. Once this market crashes, it will take at least 5 years to recover fully. We saw that in 2009. Once the market hit the bottom, I don't know if you were here when we saw that, looked at that last night, but we did notice that it took several years for the market to recover to the level it was in 2007 before the downturn started. Chris says under 60. Hey, that works too, man. That works too. William Shatner is 91 years old. 91 years old. Insane. So maybe under 95. Anyway, having a lot of money and being Canadian probably, you know, do well for you, keep you youthful.
Defend it. It's funny. You be a judge for yourself, though. Like,
see, the problem is you've already put all these thoughts in people's heads. It is impossible for people to be their own judge at this point, especially these people, because they, you know, they're so influenced by others. But if you really want somebody to think for themselves, you cannot like use the power of suggestion and put something in their head. They can't be objective then. Like, so that's dumb.
That would take their hard-earned money and invest in something on that theory that somehow this thing's going to go to, you know, $100,000 or $10,000 or $1,000 or go to the moon or wherever, you know, those folks describe it. I think that is, you know, probably not a great investment thesis that good people do. I don't want to see people piss away their money stupidly, right? I think that's a sin.
Like, what a fucking dick. This guy is a fucking prickhead. Like, he is so disrespectful, condescending, and just a piece of fucking slimy shit. I don't even want to watch this anymore. He's such a fucking asshole. Fuck him. The fucking Marine. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. Like, so far, we got to put him on the grifter tier list too, by the way. But I'm on a different computer. I don't have that. Oh, shit. Well, I'll have to deal with that later. But so far, we have Frankie Muhammad. Well, actually, so far we have Al, who said, remember, don't forget. So no squeeze. Yes, squeeze. Big one. So Al, he is the first moron here. Secondly, we have Frankie Muhammad, who, you know, sees right through it. Criminals are not going to admit they are criminals. Him and his colleague don't give a damn about retail investors. They work around the clock trying to figure out how to steal our money. Steal our money. They're trying to make whiskey out of it, right? Fucking ignorant motherfucker. The notion that this guy would know shit about the fucking stock market is laughable. Why the fuck is he talking about it? Why the fuck is he capitalizing every fucking word? So here's number 2. Frankie, this guy is going to lose all of his fucking money. Like, there's no two ways about this. He's fucked. He deserves to be fucked, though. He deserves to be fucked. He's not innocent in this. These guys are not fucking innocent. And the third one is Scavenger. We saw Scavenger. He laughed. He laughed it off. He used the same argument that Al used in the video we watched from 5 days ago. Why would Doug Cifu reply to me? Scavenger said, why would Doug Cifu go on Al from Boston's channel? Yet he called Al a shill. So he's kind of reflexively talking about himself in a weird way. So anyway, Scavenger. Then we have the Marine. So every one of these guys so far has had the same argument, basically. They've been like this, you know, this smug, disrespectful, shitty attitude, which that's what we've come to expect from these fucking clowns. I mean, they are literally toxic people. This is a toxic environment. I feel like I need to be wearing a mask and like have mold remediation like on standby. This is disgusting. Okay. The only squeeze they will feel is squeezing their weenie. God. Yeah. Shatner wants to outlive Takai. So we got, all right. I see an opportunity here. I see an arbitrage opportunity, so to speak. Let's see. You got to remember how to do this. And I have to look this up real quick just to make sure that just to make sure that everybody has the information they need. Because I don't remember. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Here we go. So there you go. You will let the market figure that one out, right? Let's see. Disney is one of the 20. Nope, not Disney. Not Disney, huh? Scott and I are working on our portfolio challenge. We will be disclosing once we get the paid Discord operating. Yeah, we're going to call it Power Up. I don't know. I mean, I have some ideas for names, but it's not going to be a paid Discord. Not a paid Discord, but we actually do have a Discord up. It's just like we just got to start using it. Like I don't know how. I mean, I almost want to say like I'm just gonna have to shut the Telegram down so we don't use it. Like delete it. So we're forced to use Discord and have more features and things available to us. Goddamn fucking apish Bambino. He was right. We should have used Discord from the beginning, but anyway. Man, free trial. Well, there'll be a grandfather tier for old time subscribers. Think I found Al's business card. Really? Interesting. Okay, so we have we got this one now, not scavenger. You can't kill Michael Myers. It's impossible. It's been a while since we've seen that. It's been a while since we've seen Big Man Speaks. But first, the one.
Everybody's been talking about.
The one, the only, the ape father in the house. Wow!
Al from Boston, that interview with Doug Cifu, I think his name is, and the other guy, what's his name, Uncle Frankie. How you doing? I don't know. They're in bed with the devil. They all protect each other. You know what I mean? It's like going to like one of Teddy Zane's Chippendale brothers, and you think he's gonna talk bad about Teddy? You're gonna go to him and say, "Listen, Teddy's got small, tiny balls," and the guy's gonna say, "No, no."
Jesus Christ! I mean, of course he does. Of course he fucking does. Steroids.
Nice and big and round, nice and juicy.
Oh my God!
We do every undress together. What I feel is that you listen to these guys
and their fucking stupid ass fucking analogies. Talking about juicy fucking balls. Like, what the fuck, dude? You are fucking gross. You are a grown fucking man acting like a fucking 13-year-old. What the fuck is wrong with you? You have a fucking daughter who's probably by far more mature than this. Anyway, I'm not trying to be a Karen or anything. It's just like, you know what? He is an entertainer. He is an entertainer.
Listen, whenever they start saying things like, there's no naked shorting, it doesn't exist, that's not what
Well, Richie, where's the fucking evidence? Like, this is the problem with these assumptions that become fact. Because he looks genuinely confused right now, and he might be. The Streisand effect. The Streisand effect. I bet if you polled a large number of these AMC gamblers and asked them if they've seen evidence that irrefutably proves that there are naked shorts in these stocks, I bet a lot of people would answer yes, and they probably would actually believe that they did see actual evidence. The Streisand effect. It's a real thing. The problem. It's a problem here. It's a fucking problem. Also, what's the other one? Fuck. Berenstain Bears. The Mandela effect. There we go. Mandela effect. Is Nelson Mandela alive? I mean, this was a few years ago. People swear they remembered seeing that he died 20 years ago. People swore, because everybody read these books, that they grew up in the 80s and or 90s probably, the Berenstain Bears. How do you spell Berenstain? Berenstain, right? Right? No, it's not. People swear on their life that it's spelled this way. It's actually spelled the other way. We don't remember things really well a lot of the times, especially when there are other associations and emotions at play. No. Let's see. Boom. See, it's an A, not an E. That's what gets everybody. But you're talking to a spelling bee champion right here. So, you're you're on a live stream with the spelling bee champion. So, and it's an effect. The Mandela effect. Anyway, there's a parallel universe somewhere where the apes have actually seen evidence for their naked shorts and synthetic shares, and it's the same parallel universe where Nelson Mandela is either alive or dead, depending on which one he is in the regular universe we're in. Excuse me, and where Berenstain Bears is spelled with an EI rather than an AI. And in that parallel universe, every image that we see is made by AI. So that's a connection too. Like this one here that I'm going to bring in. Lynn did this. Another wrench did this. So what was this? This was Scott's options gained a lot of value after hours, so he can't close his position. Close the position. Wall Street Gonif, GONIF, or get out now. It's fucked, or some random Yiddish word for scammer. That's probably more likely what I was thinking. So this looks like one of my futures stream thumbnails. In fact, I might have to use this on Sunday. Pretty good collage there. Okay. Publishers Clearinghouse denies using Ed McMahon on the advertising crew. Is that another Mandela effect example? I think I recall hearing that. I mean, he definitely was. Well, listen to me, Mr. Mandela effect here. Well, I definitely remember this. So he wasn't. Wow, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. This is a different effect that I'm about to mention here, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk about it because it's weird. Havana syndrome. I don't know why I thought about that. I don't know. But I do feel like all of this nonsense about AMC anymore is basically the hum. It's noise. It's fucking noise.
The real problem is, I'd even listen to the interview. I honestly.
There you go. Here's another person who didn't even fucking listen to it. He can't bring himself to even listen to something. Like, he was disgusted. It was disgusting. He felt like, he needed to take a shower afterwards, probably, and and I don't know, beat his chest like an ape. I mean, so you're sitting here talking about it. You didn't even fucking watch it. You didn't even fucking watch it. That's why you only have two minutes, less than 3 minutes to talk about it, because you don't even fucking know. Oh my God.
I saw Frankie Muhammad's comment. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And I agree 100% with Frankie Muhammad.
So here's another fuck who's going to lose all of his money. This is like, I mean, if you think about it, it's not a bad bellwether of someone's likelihood. It's their delta, if you will. So like an option delta. So if it's above 50, you have a greater than 50% chance of making money. If it's below 50, you have a less than 50, whatever percentage of profiting. Okay. So, and that, what determines that? Basically, the strike price, or what price you're betting on the stock will be at. Okay. So in this analogy that I'm thinking of in my head, it's not the strike price, it's not the stock price, it's the level of engagement with information. And by information, I mean information that supports what they already think, and information that doesn't, and information that could go either way, just information at large. Knowledge, stuff, learning stuff, words that mean something. So his is very low. He's running like a delta of 5, 7, something like that. That's a low probability trade. When you don't take in the information, when you close yourself off, like he closed himself off sometime last year. Like, he accumulated information up to a point where he felt like, the DD is done. The DD is done. Remember that? And then it was closed off, and then he's been running on the same fucking fumes since then. And now here's some information that is, admittedly, it's not new. We've been saying the same goddamn things that Doug Cifu said. Almost not every point, but a lot of the major points that he said we've covered here. Like, and that's not me blowing my own horn. It's just the truth. And the reason why is because it's the truth. It's because what we've said was factually accurate. What Doug Cifu said is factually accurate. Is it any wonder it's the same fucking thing? So it's just like, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything, because you just, it is what it is. The facts speak for themselves. These guys have lied, misrepresented, and defrauded in countless different ways the whole fucking time. Okay. The Face of Despair. The Gap Band. Oh, okay. What was Culture Club's song then? Fuck. That was a delayed ass response, Lynn. How did you even remember that? Karma Chameleon, that's right. Okay. All right. Gap Band. Hell yeah. 82. Okay. That's the year I was born. How about that? A lot of real. So, aside here, that period, I think we've even talked about this before. I've mentioned it because like that was the period I was born. There was a lot. It was like the disco. The influence of disco certainly was felt. You had like R&B, hip hop kind of taking shape. You had new wave kind of taking shape with the development of lower cost, smaller synthesizers, keyboards. It was just a really interesting time in music. Like you listen to something like, I don't know, listen to Kenny Rogers from that period. And you hear some of the same influences. It's really weird because it's like, okay, we don't know which way this is going to kind of take shape and go. But, by like 84, 85, it had kind of, you had these more discrete like genres. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass here, but interesting. One time I was chatting with my brother who lives in a different part of the state, and we were chatting on Facebook Messenger, and I just kept, I just kept coming up like with these songs that were for like 1980, 1981, 1982, that fit into this like weird mixture of like disco, new wave, and R&B, hip hop. But I don't have the list anymore, so I can't even recall. But anyway, excuse me. So Badback just looked it up, and he did that for a company named American Family Publishers. Okay, Ed McMahon handling families everywhere, giant checks. But really, Ed McMahon was never a spokesperson for the company. He said he worked for American Family Publishers, but he never handed anyone checks. Was he holding a microphone when he went around? I think. Oh, his face was simply on the envelopes. Interesting. Okay. These apes. I like that accent, random accent in there. Taste, apes. I don't know. It's been a while. Are looking more ridiculous every day. I hope they realize the AMC scam is over. Like I still like that random accent in there. Okay. You probably pushed down too hard on the E, and it went to an accented one. But oh man, I wish I could play this. Well, you know what? Fuck it. So Apefather didn't even watch the video. He's got a low probability of doing anything here. Because that's the thing. Getting back to information. If you value information, you're gonna seek it out, and you're going to update your status based on that information.
Are you forgetting that I was
Update
Lindsay,
your.
are you forgetting
God
that
damn
I was a
it.
professional?
You're going to update your outlook based on the information that's coming in, and it might change, and you have to be okay with that. You can't be married to one outcome that you want to see. You have to be open to whatever the outcome is playing out in reality, and you have to be able to know how to spot that, you know. But like today in the market, it went up and then it went down, which is kind of the same thing that happened, what, yesterday or Tuesday? Tuesday, I think. Or yesterday, or I don't remember any. Every day is like a fucking Space Mountain roller, you know, like crazy ass roller coaster in the dark, with you know, maglev propulsion 0 to 60 in half a second or some shit. If you were short, you were in the red for a large part of the day, which I was. And I thought about flipping to a bullish stance, you know, or not flipping, but, you know, adding like calls, basically, trying to, you know, get something out of that as and as protection in case it didn't reverse. But I was pretty sure it was going to reverse. You just don't know when or at what level, but you kind of guess maybe based on resistance levels, and of course it did. It did. But what time of day? It's not really clear, and all that kind of stuff. And they have a very, you know, they have the technology to really fuck with your emotions. So you have to be aware of that and fight it, not to give in to, all right, well, fuck it, I'm just going to close my trade and take the loss. And if one had done that, you know, it would have, you know, it would have been a melancholy day the rest of the day. Instead, I added 3 more contracts to my position at lower prices because the index price was up. So I added 3 contracts, did something the apes love to do, averaged down. In this case, though, it's a good thing because I bought more contracts at a lower price that then gained value as the damn thing dumped later in the day. And I wish I had added more because I could have made more money, but it would have been more stressful because more leverage is more stress. So anyway, information, discernment, dedication, resolve, all these things that Al loves. Ugh. Okay. Manny's staying home the day the apes realize AMC is a scam. It's going to be ugly and entertaining. Yeah, and I wouldn't want to be necessarily out driving around either, because you're going to have, although if there's 4 million of these apes, if there's 4 million apes, I'm just like, just do some quick calculations here. If there's 4 million, that means on average there's 80,000 apes on average in each state, each of the 50 states. In my state, Ohio, for example, we have 88 counties. So that would be about 900 or so apes in each county in my state. So 900 apes in the county that I live in. This is on average. And what's the population? So, you know, this is how I think, right? I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. We have 1.2 million folks in our county. So that is 0.075. So 75 thousandths of 1%, or 7 hundredths of a percent. Let's call it 8 hundredths of a percent. 8 hundredths of a percent of the people in my county statistically would be apes if there are 4 million apes. Now, if there are 8 million, double it. So, 16 hundredths of a percent, of 1%. So I was going to say stay home because it's going to be craziness on the roads. But, 900 people in the county, I think that I think I'd be okay. I mean, because depending. But anyway, just stupidity. All right, let's get some copyright infringement going.
Okay, Lindsay, are you forgetting that I was a professional twice over, an analyst and a therapist, the world's first analrapist?
Yes, and you're almost arrested for those business cards.
Yes, no.
There it is.
No, it did not look good on paper.
What a great show. One of the best TV shows to have ever been on, in my opinion. So he did the commercials. Let's see. We have a party. Every psychiatric bed will be taken. Fuck. I mean, we looked at an option chain yesterday. We looked at one strike price and one random ass weekly expiration last June 2021. And it was like in one day, like $15 million changed hands. One strike price. And it was the highest one, which that's going to be the cheapest options. So 15, I mean, there was so many millions, hundreds of millions, billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars pissed away on options last summer. If people had, if the only money that people could spend on that shit had been their paychecks, would it have gone the same way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, let's see what we got here. So, in terms of the poll, looks like Bill Shatner won. I mean, he's been to space. So, I don't know where the poll went. Supposed to display it, but anyway, Scott could narrate the apocalypse. I mean, I think Antoinette should co-anchor. And we got to get her in here, and because I know that she is hilarious. She's hilarious in chat, and probably hilarious in voice chat too. We need to find out. So, I mean, I'm working on getting a 1-800 number here, so we can so Model 3 dude can call in. So if that makes it easier, you can call in on the phone rather than using the Telegram. But speaking of which, fuck it. I don't know if anybody wants to chat now. Bad back. I don't know what you're doing, but you should definitely come in here and bitch about the apes and tell us about what it's like to be an apist. To be apist towards these people. If or anybody really. I mean, fuck. see. I gotta see have get the damn audio routed, but I think it's okay. Anyway, it's open. It is pronounced Berenstein. Berenstain. Stain. Like you know, a stain on your credit report from an overinvestment. But people say Berenstein. Before your time, I mean, shit, I remember reading those books in, grade school in the mid to late 80s. But I also went to Catholic schools, and we had all the old shit, like old ass books, old ass computers, old ass textbooks, all the old shit. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Doug Cifu. I would love to talk to Doug Cifu, by the way. I would love to talk to him. I mean, I don't think it would ever happen.
Stay right where you are, folks. You may be the winner of $1 million. This is Ed McMahon, and I urge you to watch your mail for $1 million message from me.
Sweepstakes ends February 29th, 1984.
For the envelope with my picture on it from American Family Publishers. If you receive this envelope, you may already be the winner of $1 million. I will personally award this giant prize. So look for your $1 million envelope this week. Be sure it's from American Family. It could make you a millionaire.
I'll tell you what, a couple things. That hum in that in that tape, that's classic. Number two, $1 million in 1984 versus $1 million. I mean, don't they literally index it back to 1984? You can just do CPI, but I think they index it back to like 1984 or 82 or something like that. Yeah, in 82 to 84, that's 100 on this CPI from Fred, Federal Reserve. So when we talk about it, being 295 now, 296, I'm sorry. We talk about it being 296 in September. That scale that it's on in 1982 to 84, which I was born in 82, so beginning of my life, that was 100. 82 to 84, so 83, right around there, 1983. That is 100, the way that they have it indexed. So you could say, in my lifetime, prices have nearly tripled. Nearly tripled. 100. They hit the double. They hit the double in 2006. And from 2000, so 25 years. From 1982-ish to 2005-ish. 25 years it took to double. 15 years from 2005 to 2020, and really started taking off, obviously in 2020, but I mean, it only went up 50 points from 2006 to 2019, essentially the last year before the pandemic. So that's only like half of 150 points. The other 50 happened from basically 2019 to now. Will it keep going up? Yeah, I mean, you know what, Chris? Don't put anything past these motherfuckers, like including myself in there. But I knew somebody else was going to look into it, so I didn't even, I just trusted in the process. But we take evidence based to a whole new fucking level. I'll tell you that. Which, hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You spew some bullshit here, you get called out on it. Chris does not get called. I mean, you were right. It was right. But, you wanna know the truth is, there you go. Anyway, don't you love that you can look at commercials from October 27th, 1986? I mean, I remember that. That was a good day. 1950s commercials. I remember his face on the envelope. Okay, anyway. Did it bring the poll back? It didn't ever show me the summary from the poll, but it looked like William Shatner won. So he's already older. He's Canadian. He is obviously wealthy, but so is George Takei. He's not Canadian, I don't think. He's Asian. They'll probably both, one will pass away and the other one will pass away, in like moment, not too long afterwards. Okay. Lynn, what are you doing? Why don't you come in the voice chat and chat with me in here? What are you doing? You're not busy, are you? It's been a while. It's been a long time. It's been too long. Been too long. How about this? Casey Shaw today stream, new tactic being used, generate immediate fear and urgency. RSI. I don't know what RSI has to do with anything. New tactic. This is a new tactic. They've never done this before. Generate immediate fear and urgency. I'm not even sure what that means. And I'm sure as hell not going to wade through 9 hours of a stream to find out. But you're talking about the fastest repricing engine to have ever existed here. Like the fastest repricing machine ever. It's not a new tactic. I mean, it may not even be a tactic. It may just be the way that trading aggregated together. This many people wanted to buy, this many people wanted to sell, and when you added those up at the different price levels that they were at and summed them and matched them, you spit out, okay, here's the price. Like, I don't think he understands how the market moves. Well, really, I don't think he understands. In fact, honestly, he doesn't understand. He does not understand. Hey, if Chris says we cleared it right up, I'll take it. I will take it. That's a vote of confidence right there from Chris. Well, he's not here probably because he's on his cruise. We got to get Model 3 dude in the voice chat. That's the next goal. My next goal for this channel. Subscribers, whatever. Likes or watch time, whatever. I don't care. We need to get Model 3 dude in this voice chat to speak with us. That's what I want next. So it's going to require an 800 number, landline, probably, or I don't know, toll-free call-in line. Then I can really feel like I finally have my AM talk radio show. Like TMI. TMI loves having a talk show. He loves it. He loves it. There's nothing else coming on here. But speaking of TMI, he's talking about buying calls. Oh, fuck me. This will be good. And I swear to God, his intro, I have the sound turned down going out to the stream, but I hear it. I still hear it. Ugh. And of course, I knew that was going to happen.
What's going on in England with the UK that spent 6 weeks in office before taking a step back? Boris might be back in the building again. And I also want to speak to you guys about something very important, okay? Not the fact that we made 300% off calls today with Tesla. We'll get to that in a bit. But the fact that Ape ran over 15% today? No, not that. The fact that we have the historical data for where the market goes every single time we head to midterms. Watch this video to the end, and we'll discuss that, hopefully giving you guys a little bit of insight into what's next for the market. Smells a little bullish to me, if you know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, guys, I do also want to give you guys a bit of a clip, a little bit of insight into why you might be looking at long calls at this point in time, even though we could be heading towards short-term bearish action, all right? So if you haven't yet, guys, do me a quick favor, smash the like button, engage the video. And for those of you guys who are interested in the Discord, guys, before next month when the price goes up, we are opening up a few spots right now until the end of next week to allow you guys to come back into the Discord if you guys want to join. I closed it down for a week and a half because I wanted to make sure that we can give the attention.
God, he is like on fucking speed there. Just like nonstop. Okay, so he's not talking about buying calls on AMC. He surely can't be. Because he said Tesla. He said Tesla calls. Obviously wasn't talking about today. What is this shit? Entering the bear den. Who cares what CNBC says? Honestly.
You know, what happens with Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, if any of that stuff breaks positive, that's going to be good for the markets. And so, to your point, you're seeing the pound strengthen this morning.
This is just such narrative bullshit. I don't care. I don't care. This is designed to create bulls. This is designed to get people bullish. Oh, it'll be good for the market. Right. They're fighting the Fed. They're trying to fight the Fed. They're playing chicken with the Fed. It's not going to end well. Today, what we would say, you had bonds were down. Of course, so yields were up. The dollar was up. The 10-year yield was fucking through the roof. And stocks at one point were up. You know, I don't remember how much. Let's see. Chris says, for the record, I don't believe in the Mandela effect. I was just bringing the only effect that I remember. Is that like a sarcastic like type of thing, or is that just like face value? Are you saying that? Because I feel like you're kind of referencing that effect in there, but I could be just overthinking it. So there's another effect that's kind of relevant here too. So it's the Barnum effect or the Forer effect, F-O-R-E-R. So it's a phenomenon that occurs when individuals believe that personality descriptions apply specifically to them, more so than to other people, despite the fact that the description is actually filled with information that applies to everyone. So the first thing that probably comes to mind is horoscopes. Horoscopes depend on the Barnum effect, the Forer effect. Read another horoscope except your sign, most likely it applies to you. That's the Forer effect. So this is relevant when it applied to the ape narrative, because you have a situation where the apes, the AMC gamblers, they believe that any, not just description, but any event, any tangential connection, anything that's starts with the same letter, or anything that they can make connected to AMC, that it applies to AMC, despite it being a general thing or something that always happens or something that's, not related to AMC. They want to make it related to AMC. I like this one a lot. I forget why Barnum is involved, but it is the Barnum that you're thinking of from the circus. It is that Barnum. Chuck dropped in TMI stream this morning, and no joke, he said him and Trey are working on a new trading strategy for the Discord, for his Discord, for Trey's Discord, or for TMI's Discord. They both have paid Discords, right? I mean, paid Discord. I've never paid to get into a chat room before, and I don't think that I ever will. And I'm not ever going to charge people money to come into a chat room unless there's some serious fucking nudity, or I'm just kidding. Unless there's some, unless this chat room gives you no, I'm not going to say that. Not a chat room. I mean, okay, more than a chat room. It's a Discord with all the stuff in there. But I mean, I just wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not. I don't need to charge money for that type of shit. Like, I don't want to charge money. I don't want to make it. I don't want it to be monetized. I don't want it to be something that then there's an expectation there. Then now it has to be this or that, or at this level. There obligations come in. And what if it's just not good? What if people lose money? All that kind of stuff. I don't want any of that. I do not want any of that. I want no part of it. I would prefer it to be free. No expectation of, hey, if you take any information from here, that's on you. All right, we're not making any promises or warranties or guarantees of any kind. You take that. You didn't pay for it. You paid nothing for it. So in this grand scheme of things, it's worthless information. And you made a decision based on it. Good for you. Hopefully you make money. That's on you. I don't want any part of any paid shit. No way. And I can't believe that these clowns do. Like, we've been over this. Anybody who would sue them, well, they'd have trouble even making, a valid argument, but they wouldn't be able to afford it. Antoinette will channel her inner grifter and be in charge of the paid Discord. The paid Discord. Why don't we just do a thing where you pay if you invest in the stocks or whatever, the equities that are part of the program, you have to pay a percentage of you pay a commission. Let's go back. If the apes want to get rid of payment for order flow, we'll go to commission. We'll go to a commission-based system. Now, I found an interesting site the other day. I don't know if I still have it up on my other computer, though. So what it is I can't remember the freaking name of it. Damn. So it's like an AI trading strategy, but has a social media aspect too, where you can follow other traders and with one click, supposedly, establish a strategy in your account that mirrors the exposure that they have, that somebody else has. and you can see their P&L on a leaderboard, and you can pick the most profitable or whatever, or whatever strategy. How's Kevin FOMO from it all doing? Good question. Let's go look. He looks like a young Ken Griffin. Kind of looks like a young Ken Griffin. Okay. Lockheed. American Express into earnings. Will it beat? Put option basics. That's timely. By the way, what's up with Elon Musk and Twitter? I haven't heard anything about it recently, so I'm guessing he doesn't want to buy it.
YouTube?
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. But I haven't heard anything anyway. It takes us time to research and organize a Discord. We have to keep out trolls. I tell you, I mean, that's true. We'll figure something out. Phil Collins, correction, very angry Phil Collins. Yeah. Guess, yeah. He's buying Twitter. Well, when? I mean, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Elon Musk plans to lay off nearly 75% of Twitter employees, or 5,500 staffers. What the fuck? What a fucking nightmare. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? The mega billionaire. God, stupid media. Who wrote this? Variety. Oh, okay. He agreed to go forward with 5420. I knew that. Progressive groups are concerned that the right-leaning Musk may roll back Twitter's policies restricting hate speech and misinformation. Musk has said he wants to make Twitter adhere to the principles of, quote, free speech, and has accused the company of censoring conservatives. But that's well within their rights. Like, this is the thing I don't understand. This is the hypocrisy. This is the paradox. This is the stupidity of this argument. Elon Musk and these right-leaning folks, they want to make Twitter. They want to force private sector businesses to adhere to the principles of free speech, which is not a free speech issue. The First Amendment is about the government. Can the government restrict speech? Can the government compel speech? That's it. It doesn't talk about businesses. And, by the way, the guy, the asshole baker in Indiana a few years ago who didn't want to bake a cake for the gay couple that was getting married. Remember that? He didn't have to bake the fucking cake. He was not forced to bake the cake. Elon Musk wants to force Twitter to bake the cake, if you will. It's the problem with that side of the spectrum. They're hypocrites. Oh, you can't censor us, but also I'm not going to bake the cake. Bullshit. It's a private, for-profit, private sector fucking business. It's a private business. Anyway, the deal will close by 10/28. That's a week from now. Okay. Pong. How do I win before receiving the envelope? That is some like wrinkle in time shit right there, Lynn. If Elon owns the company, he's not forcing anyone. If they change the policy, which is within their rights to do, but my point is that moderating content or restricting certain types of content, YouTube does that. Every website does that. It is normal. They don't like it in this case because it targets one side of the political spectrum. It seems to anyway. But it's not a free speech issue. Like there is no legal obligation for Twitter to be forced, or Twitter should, or anything like that. It's well within their rights to either moderate or not moderate. That's all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, if management feels that, you know what, we want the type of environment, we don't want, we want to create what we want to create, and that doesn't include, what was it? I don't even know. Hate speech. We don't want a hateful environment. We don't want a toxic environment, and we don't want people to be misled by information. So, if it's whatever, whatever their criteria are, that's within their rights to do that. Or if, like, YouTube saying, you know what, get rich quick schemes, that violates policy. Can't do that. That's all. But if he rolls back the policies, I mean, somehow there's an argument that Twitter is a public town square. But I mean, I believe it's a flawed argument. Town square is owned by the public, and they benefit from it, and there's shared ownership. I mean, Twitter is a for-profit company that's publicly traded. It's owned by the shareholders. It benefits the shareholders. It's free to use, but it's not a town square. It's not administered by the government. It's not like a public park or anything like that. It's a private enterprise. Shatner went to space and made it, and it made him sad for months, is impaired. Anyway, but you know how I feel about Elon Musk in general. So I'm going to stand by my contrarian viewpoint on Elon Musk, that Elon Musk has jumped the shark. He jumped the shark with that robot. That was a mistake. He made a lot of mistakes with that robot. Some very egregious ones in the presentation, in the pre-recorded video. And we could go through it, but I mean, I don't want to piss anybody off when it comes to Elon Musk because he is a polarizing figure. But also, you know, there's a factual element to the, you know, like it's demonstrable. Like I could show you, but I won't. I'm gonna go back to put options with sad Phil Collins.
There's a lot of interest on the recent put options videos that I've put out, rightfully so. These are some crazy returns.
Show the robot video. Do you know what I'm talking about, Chris? I mean, I know you know which video I'm talking about, but do you know the egregious shit that I'm talking about? I'm just curious to know how many people either noticed it or like saw videos that pointed it out, because it's pretty bad. I mean, pretty egregious. Like, whew, doesn't surprise me. I don't know if it's in this video. Manny put this one in the chat, so we'll see what we got here. Boy, that is unnerving. It's yeah, I mean, like, Boston Dynamics stuff is wild. I don't know what the hell this sound is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this down because I'm gonna get a copyright strike on that. I mean, not that nobody wants to hear that anyway. Is this what was played? There's no way that's what was actually played. What a weird channel. Meanwhile, years ago, Boston Dynamics. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Wow. Why would you even try? Why would you go up against this? Like, this is like mature technology. Holy fuck. I mean, I've seen not this video, but other Boston Dynamics. And they actually are used in industry. Like, they have applications that are actually used. Okay, video is real, music isn't. Do it, Lynn. Jump on. But let's see. I gotta find the other. Let's see, I'm just gonna go bring this out for a second so I can find it. Ah, fuck. See if I can find it here. Let's see. I mean, these Tesla, I mean, I'm just going to bring this back in. These Tesla channels are crazy. I mean, it's really wild, like, because it's similar to, it might be on that one. It might be on that one. But look at some of these titles, like, let's see. Tesla robot Optimus, amazing progress. The real reason the Tesla bot will make us all rich. the real reason the Tesla bot will make us all rich. Like, that's like some Moass level shit right there. Really? It will make us all rich? And in fact, it is in this video. It's that clip right there. It's from that clip. It's from when it's walking around in the office doing shit. So let me find the particular clip, and we'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Like, how in the fuck did they do that? Like, not how did they do it, but how did they let this? Why?
Wherever possible. And
We don't need to hear
functional
anything.
goal.
Okay.
It does not have to
Here
be
we go.
extraordinary, but it does have to be useful and functional with a design that can be built in a factory at high volumes.
Okay. I turned my volume down now. I couldn't hear it. Okay.
See a Tesla bot doing backflips. It's going to appear very boring. It does not have to be extraordinary,
Okay, check
but it
this
does
out.
have to be used.
All right. I'm just going to mute it. All right. This clip right here, when it changes angles right there, what's different here from there to there? A lot of things. This angle to that angle. Well, first of all, it's a different angle, but how about the fact that these desks are not pushed together here, right here? In this angle, they are pushed together. There's no gap. How about the fact that there is a guy sitting in the chair on a laptop, and here the chair is pushed in. I don't see a laptop open. And I don't know if that's the same woman or what, but I don't think anybody's even sitting at the further down there. Now there's somebody standing here. This is a different shot. This is a different scene. It's not even like it's the same room, but how did the desk get pushed apart? I mean, they're purporting to show us that it's the same it's the same position. That is very disingenuous right there. That's bullshit. That is some bullshit. That how do you explain that? I don't know. Anyway. I mean, and there's some other. That's the big one that I saw. Like, okay, so did it really do that? Did it really walk over there? I got it on slow motion. Okay, right? So it's walking over there. Right foot forward, left foot. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, it's obviously it's not in cut to time because it's already stationary there, but they've moved the desks apart. People have moved around. It's a different take. And they didn't notice that? It's just so weird. I mean, like, that's what you call a charlatan right here. We got ourselves a charlatan, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a master of smoke and mirrors. Jump the shark, because this little guy is it looks like some fucking, anyway, whatever. I don't want this to turn into an Elon bashing session because it could easily go there. Anyway, seems like that was an attempt to save the earnings potentially for this quarter. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like, oh, our self-driving technology is so great. We're going to put it into a robot. Okay. A puppet has more functionality than that stupid robot. Tesla is doing a Nikola. Well, that's not good. That's not. I just realized the play on words there. But also, yeah, I mean they're doing a Nikola, yeah, running the fucking truck downhill. Basically staging something. So, yeah. Anyway, that's why I say jump the shark. Like, I don't know. Elon Musk swears Tesla isn't having demand problems. Oh, really? Like, I don't know about this whole, like, oh, Kanye West wants to own Parler, and Elon Musk is buying Twitter. I don't know, whatever. Elon Musk's management style is a threat to global democracy. That's a very sensational headline. Elon Musk boasts Tesla one day could be worth $4.4 trillion despite its lackluster quarterly earnings. Okay. Oh, then there's that whole Starlink scandal, right? That whole Starlink thing. So he was basically charging shit, I don't even know. Like, it's normally $100, I think, a month. The institutional rate, I think, is $150 a month per terminal, per dish, or whatever the hell it is. Documents show that the because I believe that the government was subsidizing these terminals or dishes that were going to Ukraine. They were being charged for $4,400 per dish rather than $150. Very optimistic, huh? I mean, like, how optimistic? Like, we're going to be, the semi trucks will be shipping next year, optimistic, or the Cybertruck's windows won't break, optimistic, or you'll get to LA from San Francisco in 30 minutes, optimistic. Which optimistic is it, Chris? Yeah, there's always money in the banana stand. Yeah. Well, see, what he should have done was put all of his money in the banana stand, meaning he should have bought AMC, that being the banana stand in this analogy. And then he could have taken everything to the moon. Literally, he could have put an AMC on the moon then. I don't know why they didn't think of that before. Anyway, okay, so we've gotten away from the plot here, but that's okay. Let's see. All right, we'll take one last look at the thing here, and I don't know if anybody's got anything. Standard Elon, heavy promise optimistic. So basically lying then is what I'm hearing. You're describing Standard Elon. I'm picking up that you're throwing down misrepresenting. I don't know. Just, I'm also an asshole, so you know what? Let's pop into AMC Big. Let's just pop in and see what's going on. Pop in. Let's pop in. think I got to turn it. No? Oh, yeah.
Maybe black swan event. And this is what I've been preaching about for 10, 12 months. This is what...
He might be right. After 10,
any
12 months.
contract in ISDA.
Oh my God, he's still talking about this shit.
Before phase 6. That is why you saw Citadel, you guys. You cannot forget about this. They went out and they opened 8 ISDA contracts.
What the fuck?
One day before phase 6. Why? Because it gets the grandfather rule. When these ISDA contracts in the background are no longer grandfathered in, which could be a month, 2 month, 3 month.
I feel like I'm listening to fucking Alex Jones or Jeff Rentz or somebody like that on fucking AM radio in the middle of the night talking fucking drug-induced nonsense.
Hedge funds, these pension funds. I mean, I can't say market make. I mean, you might have a small bank. You might have a small bank around that.
You can't say market maker. Why is that? Why can't he say market maker? Did he watch the fucking video of Doug Cifu? He can't say market maker. That's the first time I've ever heard him say that. I can't say market maker. Wow, maybe he learned something. Maybe he did learn something. But obviously not.
Treasury bonds interest rates go. That means that these even have collateral now to begin with. They're already struggling. You already saw the feds just got done saying they went out and asked banks, should we buy back some of the bonds? Our treasury bonds, should we start doing some buybacks? Because and the reason they asked them is they go, hey, on their ISDA contracts, are these guys going to default? If they're going to default, you need to let us know, and we can buy back some treasury bonds so their risk on their bet goes down and their collateral goes down.
Here's the thing about somebody like this, okay? There is no... he can't tie everything together. So he has to get very specific. I mean, I'm sure that everybody has seen a grifter, a liar, a fucking fraud like this before. They're a very detailed type of fraud. They're a very detailed type of grifter. They don't go on, like Adam Lewis is a non-detail. He's a high-level grifter. This guy is a low-level grifter. I'm just actually, coining some terms here, I guess. I don't know. So nothing to do with AMC. Dr. Zeno, that fucking weird fuck. I know because I've been in the market a long time. I know these waters. Right. Okay. Trust me, bro. But AMC Bigham's, he's going to get into all these inane details, all these very specific, aspects of market mechanics, and not even market mechanics. I mean, he's talking about swaps. He's talking about international swap transactions, which, spoiler alert, has nothing to do with the AMC equities. Nothing to do. It just it has nothing to do with it. Oh, Citadel opened up swap contracts. Oh my God. Well, when was the last time they did? How many times have they done that? What is the purpose? What assets or equities or whatever is contained in the swap? What is it actually swapping? He hasn't gone over any of that. It's just that Citadel did it. Okay, that's as detailed as we get, I guess. But he can't tie it to AMC. He can't give you a broad overview and say, without going into all these stupid details, grand rule, one, 8 is the contracts, phase 6, treasury risky deposits. He can't say, okay, here's what was done. They, I'm trying not to use they because it's like who's they, but hedge funds, pension funds, small banks. That's what these abbreviations are here. Only remember that because he can't say market maker, which is also curious. But these guys are like, I have no idea, and I never heard him say it. I don't know what he thinks it is, but I don't know the broad, zoomed out, like objective for what these swaps or transactions or whatever he's talking about here. I've never heard him say, like, for example, we got credit default swaps on this bank, so if they go bankrupt, we make a lot of money, or if they go bankrupt, we lose a lot of money, or however it's set up. Like just a concept of it, just a high level concept. I don't know. I've never heard him say anything like that. He just launches into these very detailed, but not helpful details, but like distractionary details essentially. So yeah, he's a low level grifter as opposed to Adam Lewis's high level grifting. When in reality, to be the most effective grifter, you need to have a medium range of detail, and you need to be able to go high level and low level depending on who the audience is. So like somebody comes in there and says, what are these things even about? Can you just explain like I'm 5? Explain it like I'm 5. I wouldn't trust AMC Bigums to do that. I don't think it would go very well. Also, like Adam Lewis. Okay, can you tell me exactly how the dark pool trades are hidden and whether dark pool volume counts in regular volume? Does the trades affect the price? Like, what's the deal there? And does FTDs cause a loss in buying pressure? All these things that we've been talking about lately, last few weeks. He's just going to say, oh, yeah, it's hidden. And no, it doesn't affect the buying price. Or no, it doesn't affect the price. And, yeah, FTDs, da-da-da-da. And what they're doing and all this crime. And, there's not actually going to be any detail. You got to have both. You got to be able to flow back and forth. Anyway, I don't think Twitter can get more toxic, though, so he's not going to make much difference. You're talking about Musk. He thinks every single dollar will end up in the ape's hand. Bigums. I mean, he strikes me as a, like, I mean, okay, it's not striking me. He's a conspiracy theorist. Like, he's a conspiracy theorist, a pretty total and like a high degree of totality. A lot of these guys are. It's crazy. Also, he's got kind of a Dunning-Kruger problem going on, for sure. Like, he definitely is in over his head. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He reads things and then instantly is an expert on them, which is one of the biggest pet peeves I have. Like, the apes became market fucking experts in like less than a year. In like 3 months, the apes went from not fucking knowing anything, not even knowing how to place a trade, to telling us what the dark pool is and how the hedge funds are, breaking the law and all this shit. No. And even if so, who cares? Who cares? You really think you're going to change it? The point is to make money. If you're worried about fighting fucking crime like fucking Superman or whoever, are you really going to be making money? Probably not. You lost the plot. You missed it. You missed it. When the robot fell over and he had to be carried off stage, that part, there's a newer one. Tesla bot passes out and Boston Dynamics is even better. Okay. But yeah, AMC Bigums is a babbler. He likes to ramble. I've never had, like, and he gets pissy too. Like a lot of these guys that get really pissy, like really childish. It's over, apes. They just admitted a fraud. Yeah, right. Citadel just lost everything. Yeah, right. What is this? The moles are stepping up. Here's our last reaction to Doug Cifu right here from the AMC Stock Mafia. Okay. I don't know which.
What's up, everybody? My name is Darren, and welcome to Stock.
Oh, we've watched this channel before, a little bit. Okay. Darren. And Bad Back and I were talking earlier. We haven't done this before, but I'm open to it. If any of these influencers want to debate us about any of this stuff, let's do it. Let's do it. Because at this point, we've covered pretty much everything. Unless they pull out some exotic new shit. But even that, the shit debunks itself. I mean, half of the time when I watch a video, I haven't heard of whatever it is they're talking about. General knowledge debunks it. So, yeah, I mean, Al and Frank had nothing. See, this is the thing about these guys. They're pussies. They're fucking cowards. Absolutely cowards. We watched that video from 5 days ago. Al had such strong words for Doug. Today, very quiet, soft-spoken, didn't, even really rebut anything hard, or, like they just took it in the ass, essentially. But then afterwards, we see Al with this stupid fucking tweet like, yes, squeeze, big one. We see Frankie with his dumbass shit, and we see all these guys on YouTube, talking all tough, like, oh, they're the influencers, blah, 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 are being paid, blah, blah, blah. They're shills. And at the end of the day, everything that Doug Cifu said was true. That's the truth. So they are allowing the conspiratorial aspect of what they believe. And this is fucked up. This is how you lose a lot of fucking money. And it is going to be interesting to see. There's going to be some implosions for sure. You're going to have some people blow out. You are going to have just some, it's just going to be devastating. Because when you are this resistant, you are this averse to information, this is what happens. This is what happens. They've allowed the conspiratorial aspect of, oh, Al's a shill, so the fact that this guy is there is a suspect, and so therefore whatever he said, because I didn't listen to it, but whatever he said, I mean, that's literally what the Ape Father said. I didn't listen to it. Then why the fuck are you talking about it? You're supposed to react to the content contained in, like, what they say, not the fact that, and the Scavenger did, they all did this. They didn't listen to what the fuck he said. They just reacted to the fact that he did say something. And that's fucking stupid. You're ignoring the content and just reacting to the fact that he said something that he, I mean, that is so stupid. So stupid. So, you know, it seems like this is what we have again here. I'm not going to prejudge it, but anyway, whatever. Here we go. Come on. I know it's a stupid video. You don't want to play it. I get that. Come on. Motherfuck. Jesus Christ. I did forget that there was a monthly expiration this week, though, in options. The chairs aren't even the same. I feel like you're far behind me, lagged.
What's up, everybody? My name is Darren, and welcome to
I don't know anymore.
Okay, so I'm pissed off again.
Oh,
wow,
he's
big
pissed.
surprise.
Okay, the mafia is pissed. That's not a surprise. The chairs aren't even the same. That's a good observation. I mean, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. It seems to be the same room. There's the same like dividers behind the monitors, but that is a staged fucking, that's not that does not reflect reality. And the fact that they had to do that, the fact that they did that, and the fact that they didn't notice or think that anybody would notice and just, oh fuck it, that's good enough. What the fuck? That is sloppy as fuck. Like, that's shitty. That is really shitty. Elon Musk is a fucking fraud. Okay? He's a fucking fraud. And he has jumped the shark. It's only downhill for Elon Musk at this point. I'm telling you. This is the contrarian viewpoint. Not everyone will agree with me. That's okay. I know Manny says I went too far when I called him a scammer. But if you paid a deposit on that fucking semi-truck, you might feel a little scammed. The contrarian viewpoint is Elon Musk's best days are in the past. And that's what I would be positioning myself towards. They missed on the earnings. The robot was intended to be a distraction from that, I believe, because oftentimes we get these distractions, these well-timed distractions, even though it wasn't that well-timed. It was a little early. Should have waited like until this week or last week instead of earlier this month. But anyway, we get these distractions, these weird, like I think Twitter was a distraction, honestly, that turned into something else. Anyway, you could say that that's conspiracy theory, and that would be okay. I'd be okay with that because I'm not putting any money on the line, and I'm not trying to convince other people to put a bunch of money on the line or create an emotional environment where people feel compelled to do that. I'm not interested. I don't care. I'm just telling you what, I've dealt with a lot of scammers. I've dealt with a lot of bullshit. A lot of people have. I wasn't born yesterday. And I'm skeptical. And I try to go evidence-based and differential diagnosis type thinking, deductive reasoning. All those things kind of converge on, there's a little bit more than what is at face value here. Anyway, also I've viewed enough Common Sense Skeptic and Thunderfoot videos to have a healthy dose of skepticism when it comes to any of these futurist technologist polymath figures like Elon Musk or Ray Kurzweil or people like that. Anyway, like somebody who literally thinks that they can live to like 160 years old. It's all in the supplements. I got to get the right combination. It's a little wacky. Anyway.
If anybody has seen that video with Doug Cifu, whatever the hell his name is.
Also, I love this too. The charming ignorance here. Like, nobody can pronounce his name. It's funny to everybody. So it's funny, and they kind of make fun of it. Like, I mentioned, and then I changed the way I pronounced it, so I didn't have to have that association. But I'm not laughing at it. I'm not ridiculing it. These guys are childish. They're fucking stupid. Like, yeah, that's what I want my financial advisor to be like. Somebody who laughs at somebody's last name. Go fuck yourself.
Pronouncing it
clown
correctly. But his interview with Al from Boston.
It was a great interview.
Now I bought into it. I wasn't sure, but Al from Boston, he's a plant. He's a shill. My goal is never to bust on YouTubers and stuff. That's kind of silly. It's kind of juvenile, but...
No, it's not. What are you talking about? You know what's juvenile? You know what's silly? I mean, I could go ad hominem and talk about his hair or whatever, but you know what's juvenile and what's silly is repeating the same fucking disproven fucking theory and not updating your fucking brain with new information. Like, that's just stupidity. I mean, and me calling you out is juvenile. Go fuck yourself with that.
In this environment,
penis of a
we
head.
have to be very careful of who we listen to. Okay? And
don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to anybody unless they have credentials. This guy is the fucking CEO.
If you watch that interview, it softball questions. So let's go through the timeline.
No.
A couple days ago. Well, let's go through the real timeline. Al from Boston started off, and he got really popular. He told everybody that he had $1 million price target. And he got a ton of clicks and views, me included. Watched his PowerPoints, very organized. Always suspect, as I've always said, never shows his face, but shows his picture of himself. Okay, well, in the beginning, you're thinking, oh, well, dude didn't buy a camera. He still refuses to buy a microphone. And he's making money on YouTube now because people are subscribing to him. He's getting clicks. He's making money. He even made a comment that really irritated me. He said, I make $2,000 a month. That's like beer money. $2,000 a month is not beer money. You must drink a lot of beer. But let's get back to it.
Okay, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
It's really popular. People are watching him, including myself. And then he disappears. And then this whole thing about how he was harassing some girl on, he asked her out or something like that. Whatever. People say nonsense all the time on comments. That's not a reason to leave. I just told somebody made a comment about my head today. I told him, I gave him a mom joke.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't matter. That's nonsense.
But the thing is, though, like, it's not nonsense. Okay. You're like a wannabe, like, alpha type dude. To you, it's nonsense, but to other people, it's not nonsense. Harassment and like cyberbullying, and especially like from a creepy dude. I mean, we can all agree that Al is creepy. He's a creepy fuck on a young woman. We'll assume over the age of 18. God help him. That's different. That is way different. So dismissing this, in my opinion, here is this is a red flag right here.
Nonsense. That's not a reason to leave.
I'm not trying to be a Karen. I'm not trying to be Karen. I'm just saying it could be a reason to leave. It absolutely could. You don't know all the facts.
Comes back. Supposedly Lou, of all people, brought him back on the scene. But he comes back, and he comes back with this guy called Uncle Frank. And Uncle Frank has a lot to say. You following me here? So, lo and behold, Al comes back with this attitude like he's some badass. But still doesn't show his face, but shows a picture. Well, if you're going to show a picture of yourself, then put yourself on a camera. Your laptop has a camera. That's weird to me. I don't trust people that do that. I just don't trust them. I mean, think of the things that I do. I stream on Wednesdays so you can kind of get to know me. I put out my videos. Yeah, I put out my shorts. Yeah, do I want you to subscribe? Yeah, do I want you to click? Sure, I do. Because I feel like I have a message to give to you guys. So let's go back to Al from Boston. His message. He then, a couple days later, this Doug Cifu sends him some tweet about how he doesn't understand the market. And everybody's like, oh, whoa, I can't believe, why would a billionaire market maker send a tweet to an ape? What does he care about us? You know, and that's interesting. Like, for me, I'm like, oh, they're scrambling, just like Gary Gensler's scrambling. So now you follow this timeline.
Scrambling.
But Doug was kind of yelling at Al on Twitter. And then like 2 or 3 days later, he's got an interview locked up with him. That's suspect. All right, let's watch the interview. Watch the interview. Softball questions. And this guy's telling everybody there's a conspiracy theory. That same Miami boy talk, the same talk they've always said, that this is all conspiracy theories.
It is, though. Like, I'm okay.
And Al and Frank never show their face. They never show their face on the camera. Never. And then they're asking them these nonsense questions like, could you explain what dark pool is? Well, any idiot that has been following this and owns one share of either AMC or GME understands dark pool.
I would be willing to bet you $1,000 right now, because I'm not a high roller like Trey. I can't bet $10,000 because I don't have $10,000, but I do have $1,000 that I could part with. I bet that they don't. I bet that if we polled the entire 4.1 million queue of apes, that most of them wouldn't actually be able to accurately describe what it is and why it's used and how it functions. So, I mean, in fact, I found Doug Cifu's explanation of quote-unquote dark pool or off-exchange to be actually very informative. He talked about ATS. He talked about the TRF. He talked about how the exchanges fit into that. Like, he answered it really well. So again, these guys, they're focusing on the fact that this interview happened way more than the information contained therein, which is par for the course for these, uncurious, easily distracted, low attention span types. And I'm not trying to be insulting, but when you say things like, we all, he asked these softball questions like, what is a dark pool? Everybody knows what a dark, no, everybody knows that is a like a virtue signal or like some type of red flag. No, everybody doesn't know. No, nobody's selling is not true. It's cut from the same cloth. These absolute statements. No. So, but it's like I honestly thought after I watched about half of it, it was like, wow, this is pretty definitive. Like, how are they going to respond to this? I underestimated them. They're not even going to respond to it. They're going to respond to the fact that Al interviewed him. I mean, who knew? Oh my God, what a fucking grift. And this is what they've created. This is the environment that they've created. This is the environment that these people have created and foster every day. And this is the problem. This, like, critical thinking in the, like, it, oh God, it's just, it's shocking. It is shocking how conditioned they are to attack straw man arguments, essentially. Straw men. The fact that Al talked to this guy, the fact that he didn't show his face, rather than the information that he gave that was actually very good information. It's arguing the straw man. It's ignorant. I mean, and it's this is very, very, very interesting. In a morbid curiosity kind of way. Like, this is fucked up. These people have seemingly lost the ability to think critically in a directed topic. I mean, this is fucked up. Wow. I'm actually surprised. Okay.
So now you're
damn.
Whatever. He probably had a half-hour allotment to ask questions, and that's one of the questions. Total bullshit. Okay? We have to start unsubbing to these guys. We got to stop giving these guys attention. That is ridiculous. If he got this interviewed for clicks, great. Awesome. You get great interviews.
Yeah, they're like ostriches. They bury their heads. They don't care. They're toddlers, little kids. They put their fingers in their ears and they scream, and they can't hear you, and they don't care. I mean, and that'd be okay if they weren't on a pedestal, if they weren't influencing other people, if there weren't people's lives. I don't care. You know, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't fucking care. But it ripples out, and it's just not. It's not good that there's misinformation that is so prevalent, and deception, and honestly fraud, and certainly negligence, like on the part of this guy, and the part of, other people that we've seen who didn't really look into the shit that they were already speaking out against, not even having watched the video. That's negligent. How are you going to come on and talk about something that you didn't even experience? I mean, it's just like it's fucking ridiculous. It's
you should
childish shit.
Planet chill. That's exactly what you are. If I ever have anybody in this channel, if I had Adam Aaron on this channel, I would ask him tough questions.
I don't know. I'm 40. I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't know. I mean, I guess, and I don't have kids, and I am, I'm doing what Bad Back's doing. Yeah, I'm doing this. National Kickin' Ape Day. Ask another wrench. She'll have something good to say. Okay.
I'm not going to be spoon-fed questions I'm only allowed to ask them. And why did Doug have that guy below him, whoever the hell that was? Andy, I think his name was. What was his purpose? I mean, hey, Doug, does he come in the bedroom with you too and make sure you do everything okay? I mean, seriously. That's your handler? Your boy?
Maybe it's
unbelievable
corporate counsel.
Going on. And the reason I come on here is just tell everybody, stay positive, because the rats and the moles are coming out of their holes. Why are they?
Oh, he liked that one. He really liked that
coming
rhyme.
Out of their holes. They're popping up. Stay positive, because the rats and the moles are coming out of their holes. Why are they coming out of their holes? They're popping up. Oh, conspiracy theory. Oh,
here we go with the straw man
you guys don't understand
argument.
And we understand it better than you.
No, you don't. I mean, does he believe that? Is this someone who's speaking truthfully, or is he just regurgitating talking points? I don't know. My gut says he probably believes it. You don't understand the fucking stock market. I mean, that's a joke. It's a joke, right? This is a fucking parody, right? This has got to be. It's got to be a parody. Holy
Trade
shit.
better than you.
What?
Retail
What's your
investors
fucking
make more-
P&L? What is your P&L for the fucking year? Okay? It's not a pissing contest. Is it negative 60, 70, 80, 90 fucking percent like the rest of your fucking
more money
cabal?
in the market percentage-wise than you.
Oh.
Criminals.
So you over fucking traded. Great. Like this guy is just he's hitting all oh my god. This is fucking horrible.
Crooks. All those little rats and moles
this
are
should
popping
be
their little heads out of the
off.
ground, spewing that same
wow.
nonsense. Don't let it bring you down. Honestly, like this is more confirmation that we're on the right track. Not that I really
No, it's not. No, it's not. That is faulty fucking logic, my friend. That is faulty logic. You got too much sunlight hitting your head or something. It's affecting your ability to think or something. Like, because that is nonsense. I am so sick of that argument. Oh, look at all these news articles. We must be on the right track. Otherwise, they wouldn't talk about it. Like, you are a fucking dunce, okay? You are a LARP. You are LARPing. That's all that's happening here. You are fucking playing a goddamn game, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it, or maybe you do, and you're just having fun with it. I don't know. But, I mean, come on. Come on. How the fuck do these people function in society? I mean...
So, stay strong, stay positive.
Wow.
Leave comment below if you agree with me, disagree with me.
Elmer Fudd laugh.
And,
sure. Yeah, Elmer Fudd.
Don't forget, I'm going to the movies tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow night. I'm streaming. Pay attention. Stream with me. Sub. Like. Share.
Wait, he's going to the movies and streaming from the movies?
You guys haven't got to know me long enough. You know that I'm on the right path and I'm here for you. Because selfishly, I'm here for myself as well. All right? We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We just got to keep fighting. Strong, positive. See you in the next one.
How in the fuck is there so much demand for a 717 subscriber channel? Let's go to Social Blade. And let's see his history real quick here, because this shit, like down 90%. Not one catalyst, theory, or prediction has panned out because people are laughing at you. That makes you think you're right. I mean, yeah, what the fuck? Like, this is getting so ridiculous. Like, it's to the point where usually it's like, okay, yeah, Finance News says this, TMI says this, these clowns say this, Al says this, he's overconfident, blah, 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 blah. But this, I mean, after this, Doug Cifu interview, events, just general everything, it's hard for me to even take it seriously and believe that it's not a parody. I think that some of this is like grifting parody. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know it's probably not, but that would make sense. 308 subscribers. Is that right? That's not the right. Oh, AMC Stock Mafia. Okay. I'm kind of retarded. AMC Stock Mafia. 657. So this says 717. So that means that they're probably gaining subscribers quickly. Let's see if it updates properly here. Wow. In the time that I've had this video up, they got 3 subs. Antoinette, did you subscribe? I know Antoinette did. Ape lower than bottled water. AMC cheaper than a Big Mac meal. Hell yeah, it's cheaper than a Big Mac meal. Fuck. Should I skip lunch to buy an AMC chair and a chance of Moass? Yes, because you will be teaching yourself to... I don't know. Yeah, you'll be feeding yourself forever as opposed to just feeding yourself for one meal. So think about it. Would you rather have one meal where you're going to still feel hungry afterwards anyway because of the chemicals they put in that shit? Or would you rather invest in your ability to eat steak and lobster every day, every night, 3 times a day? I mean, I know what I would choose. So choose wisely. This is your only chance. This is your only chance for generational wealth and steak and lobster every day. So choose wisely. User created September 9th. September 9th. Okay, so almost 2 months ago. Damn. I mean, yeah, it really pays to be an AMC grifter. That's what not what I should have done. But I mean, in like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, this guy has probably surpassed my total views, and he'll overtake my subscribers probably next month. Not that it matters, of course, but like, why don't I have the graphs? Maybe there's not enough data. Anyway, so last Friday, is that right? Yeah, last Friday, a week ago, he had 478 subscribers. So he's gained, 250, almost 300 subscribers in a week. So that's pretty good. I mean, in terms of growth, but I've said it before. I'll say it again.
What's up, everybody?
I would never want to have just high subscriber numbers and be putting out garbage like this. Like, you just earned a new subscriber 2 hours ago. Great job deciphering. If he was a shill, wouldn't he tell us to sell and convince us on why we should sell? He's never spoken negatively about the stock or company. Oh, good point. He's the little messages. It's the little messages to break our spirit. What? Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, because your spirit is so fucking fragile and frail. No, you guys are fucking type A fucking assholes. Toxic fucking masculine pieces of shit. Like, break your spirit? Like, what a fucking... God, it's so stupid. He has it to play an angle, so we think he is one of us apes. Why would you think he's one of you? God, these people are fucking dumb. The liquidity fairy shit all over people that spewed these 100K price targets for AMC. Well, that's Al's claim to fame, and Al just sat there and took it quietly. Yeah, because he's a fucking pussy. He's a fucking pussy. He's a fucking coward. When it's just him, in his video, yeah, he'll say the fucking dumbest shit ever and act like a fucking 14-year-old. But when there's actually an adult that he's engaging with, no, he's a fucking coward. He has nothing to offer. The piece of shit. All right on stuff. People don't see through that. There is truly a problem. Okay. This is how massive these plays are. I didn't know The Rock had been fighting to play the part for Black Adam for 15 years. Damn, that's going to be huge. What does that have to do with AMC stock price? Fucking nothing. Oh, but because it's Adam's name, yeah. Knocking down the next man doesn't really help us. Don't care if that guy is suspect, come on camera. Like, and they're so fucking worried about not being on camera. Even Jack Hunter said that to me in Twitter once before he blocked me. He said, I don't engage with anonymous shills in their mom's basement that don't show their face on camera. Like, okay. So what you're saying is, you know that you have nothing and that I would destroy you. So you're going after the fact that you can't see my face? That's weak as fuck. That's fucking weak. Come on camera, weak. When big guys start talking and worrying about small guys' money, that's when you know big guys are in deep hole. He made it very clear that he wasn't worried about small guys' money. It doesn't matter. He has no skin in the fucking game. God, these people are so fucking stupid. Oh, Manny's the man. Wait, what? This is why I've been going hard on all the YouTubers and pushing real hard for the truth, because of this right here. I said the same thing with the softball questions. Be hard on me. I get it. Explain dark pool. Yeah, it's crazy all the money retail has invested and they ask those kind of questions. It's just pathetic, but I'm looking forward to seeing you go live tomorrow. Oh, okay. That seems pretty sympathetic to me, but whatever. I don't really care. It just like it doesn't like you're not going to find the truth anywhere and anywhere near these guys. Like Doug Cifu, that was the closest to fucking truth that you have ever gotten. That is the closest to the actual, like it is. Everything he said was 100% accurate. Everything. And we've talked about most of that shit. Of course, I'm not on camera, so it doesn't mean it's not true, right? Because if somebody says something and you can't see their lips moving, how do you know they're not lying? I mean, this is just some dumb fucking shit. But all the money retail has invested and they ask those kinds of questions. I mean, yeah, those kind of questions are relevant because they form the fucking flawed foundation that this whole play is built on in their minds. So I don't know. It's not going to be fun. I'm not looking forward to him going live. Sorry, Manny. Sorry. But I skipped over the thing that he said in the last comment last night. I just ignored. I pretended I didn't see it. I saw it. Right as I said, people saying something intelligent too. I mean, I had to ignore it. I couldn't, because I was in a tough spot there. I think you can understand. I'm not a fan of Al's, but he did the right thing by letting him talk. Last thing you want is for Talker to clam up. Did I want Al to ask the hard-hitting questions? Yes, but that would have lost him. Go back and listen to what they asked about FTDs. Cifu is a guy that you just let him talk. He'll eventually give you something, in my opinion. I couldn't even watch it. I got in as far as I could, and I was like, if you aren't calling them out, then you helping them, in my opinion. Well, that's stupid. That's not true. Like, no real questions. Then that idiot Frank guy said he didn't understand FTDs, and he's supposed to be leading any sort of charge. Biggums and Boss should interview them. That would be fun. That was a joke. Never asked about counterfeit shares. Can you imagine if they had asked him about counterfeit shares? He would have laughed him out of the fucking room. Like, you are fucking children. Children. And you know what? Fuck the copyright. Fuck the motherfucking copyright. It doesn't even, Fuck the motherfucking copyright. These record companies, these corporations, they can go fuck themselves. I don't care. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right. This is some bullshit, man. This I don't know why I'm so surprised. I am, though. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I really don't. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am. I have to say, I am.
I met you at my show, yelling and screaming on the front row. Jumped on stage, knocked me down. You made me horny. I drug you around, put you in the van, took you to the tail. On the way there, you was texting on your cell. You jumped out the van before I got the room. Hopped in the car with your girl and went Zoom. You danced with girls. Freak. You promised me a threesome last week. Another girl. It's hard to find. What about what's her name? She changed her mind. So many people coming through. I can't get time alone with you. At least I had privacy.
Fire Gensler.
I can't even jack off no
like, and dark pools. Like, there's no, I mean, I know we've been over this. There's been no hope forever. Like, you know, but these people are too far gone. I mean, and I've never been interested in trying to convince anybody of anything.
You're too controlling. My chin is something.
Specific with a stock, like, I don't care. I don't care. I just, you know, there just has to be something other than bullish fucking shit on YouTube and social media. There has to be. And, you know, I mean, but these people are completely fucked. A couple streams ago, we were talking about how the one thing the apes are not able to do is to question their own beliefs and their own assumptions. Now we're seeing that play out. This is an example. You know, they couldn't even do it enough to listen to something. Listen to somebody that they already think is evil for no reason, because they don't even understand the role of a market maker in the market. What a shit show. This is a fucking shit show, man. This is a fucking disaster. This is a fucking disaster, dude. Oh my god. Wow. Alright. I think I'll just buy more BlackRock and Virtu. Yeah, good idea. I got a little bit of AMC, but it's a lottery play, nothing too serious. That's, yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. They didn't have to ask, dude, brought up the synthetic share theory and killed that BS because they didn't even fucking watch the video. They didn't even fucking watch the video. They didn't watch the fucking video. Like,
you're so annoying. My career.
I mean, and he did that a couple times. He said, like, he answered a question and then he said, and I know that's going to lead to this question. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, you know, go ahead and flow into it. It was a good interview. It was a really good interview. If the apes fucking listened to it, it wouldn't have changed anything. Let's be honest. It wouldn't have changed anything. If they listened to it with an open mind, I don't know. Any thoughts on how the stock market is going to look like after the election? No clue. I mean, we haven't seen the bottom yet. It's going to keep going down probably. This show is getting good. Every episode of the Ape Shit Show is more and more entertaining. It's fucked up. What is that? Full? Pregnant? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I look exactly like that. Sergeant Baloney. Matt Stoner. What's up, Reed? Every video is like game over, Moass imminent, but the price action is underwhelming. That's because he is a complete grifter. Like, he had a podcast before GameStop. I think it started in 2020 sometime. A lot of people started podcasts then. He had a podcast show with like 2 other guys, and they would talk about all kinds of shit, not stocks. When GameStop happened, they talked about GameStop. They did a couple more episodes, and then Finance News was born. He pivoted to Finance News once he realized that there was more money to be made making low quality content about the retail favorite stocks than actually doing a podcast, talk show, actually engaging, like a nonfiction type of thing. He's an actor. He actually is an actor. He went to acting school. He is an actor. In fact, his demo reel is on YouTube. Yeah, I've already searched for it. That's why it's in the results here. Matt Stoner acting reel. And see, I've already watched part of it. So don't be fooled by that charlatan. Not to be trusted at all. And look, there's no correlation. You're not. There's no there he is. There's no correlation at all between these titles of these videos and the price action of AMC. It doesn't make any difference whether it's up or down. It's always,
don't you have any shame?
My
mother raised you better.
Game over.
She loved you like a son.
Moass incoming. Get ready, all that shit. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's nonsense. I mean, and like that's crying wolf. That's no good. It's no good. That just fucks up people's expectations. It fucks up everything. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't be allowed. He belongs in jail, honestly. But
it's not your fault,
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, it's not.
Watching him was one of my red flags when I first started looking at AMC. He's obviously not genuine. Yeah, you can say that again for sure. He's better than Tony. Yeah, because I mean, I agree. He's probably not a bad actor. He's a bad actor in the AMC grift, but he's probably not, a terrible actor. Like I said, I forget where he went to school, but he did study acting. I think he has a BFA in acting somewhere in California. I forget where. I looked him up. I used to know, but
yeah, I know.
Anyway, anyone is better than Tony the Clairvoyant. Yeah, I watched a little bit of his video from earlier today, and why do I get the feeling that I don't know, I felt like I was watching like a dude who was like trying to be younger, trying to appear younger. I don't know. It was just like weird. Something was weird.
Daniel, it's not your fault. I pushed you, Matt.
Both sides of the gun. I might have to look that one up. Looks like California, kind of, doesn't it?
Decide to drop you off somewhere. They ain't kidding.
What the fuck is this? Uh-oh. Oldest trick in the book.
Now, is that really so bad? Son of a bitch!
Kind of dig that tune, both sides of the gun. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Tony catching the vibe from the spirit. I was just going to say he got laid last night or something, but anyway. All right. Well, on that note, I think it's probably a good place to stop. Wow. This thing never ceases to keep throwing us curveballs. I'll tell you. Even though there's nothing coming out now, it's the yeah, the pace of the pace of the videos coming out has slowed down, way down. Mr. Bowtie here.
This is not financial advice, but this is quite weird. Take a look at this. So I'm looking at the dark pools. The dark pools are where the big institutions go and buy stocks, and they don't want you to see it until after it's done, right? Real shady over there, allegedly, supposedly.
Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, no, you just fucking botched the whole fucking definition. Like, if you had listened to Doug Cifu, you would actually know. Like, there's no reason to even listen to anything else that this guy says. None. What an idiot. Like, you should not be talking about stocks, dude. Talk about cooking or something. You're in the kitchen. No. AMC charting not very good. Peaks are getting lower and lower. Yeah, exactly what we've been saying for months. All right, guys. Have a good night. Yeah. Every you haven't seen one higher high in terms of like the top of a pump, and they get sold off instantaneously because so many people, despite all the fucking overconfident apes, despite them, because they're definitely out there, but not everybody is able to be that stupid. So yeah, it's just gonna, any rally. That's why we were talking earlier. Even if there was a major uptrend, it too would get sold off, because despite what these clowns say, they don't give a fuck about anybody except themselves. So they're not going to hold for you or for anybody else. They can't even hold it when it is approaching $10 fucking dollars. It gets sold off. So what do you think is going to happen if it were to get close to $50? I mean, it wouldn't even get that close. It would obviously, but there's no buying pressure anyway. So it's not even, it's moot. There's no buying pressure. The only buying pressure is from short covering. Did you all watch Bigham's? Would be interested to know what you think about his ideas about the financial collapse triggering Moass. I have some ideas, since that's premised on billion synthetic. Yeah, he's another charlatan. He has no clue. We did watch a little bit of his stream earlier. He is a broken record. He's a conspiracist. He doesn't have I call him a low-level grifter, because he talks about all these weird details, all these things, without really explaining the larger framework of what he's trying to say. He doesn't say like, okay, here's the thing. Okay, these guys are doing this, and we want this to happen, and this da-da-da-da. No, it's like all these like margin requirements, all these like more lower level details, without really any type of like zoomed out view. So it's just a bunch of details that don't connect. And the reality is nothing of what he talks about with ISDA, Phase 6, any of that stuff, margin requirements. They love margin. They love talking about margin calls and margin requirement. It has nothing to do with AMC. It has nothing to do with stocks. It has nothing to do with those type of stocks at all. So yeah, and Bad Back's going to probably put it better, because I'm running on fumes here. Bigham's is delusional and doesn't understand the very basics of the market or the mechanics in it. He just tries to jumble a bunch of words together, and his audience is so gullible, they're fooled. Yeah, I mean, that's it. But Sergeant Baloney here with the truth bomb. June 3rd, 2021, when AMC hit $72, that was the Moass. And that's, like, the apes will never accept that. But it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense. The evidence supports that. The evidence supports that. So, just like in GameStop's Moass was in January 27th. When stocks have these impulsive moves like this, it's very rare for there to be a subsequent bounce that goes higher than that first huge impulsive move. And that's been the case on AMC and GameStop. Once you got the big move, which in GameStop was January, AMC was June, every peak has been lower. Lower and lower and lower and lower. It's atypical for it to go higher except after, quite some time. Now, it's been a year already, and it's not. Of course, it depends on the fucking fundamentals, too. Fundamentals matter. So, the fundamentals are shit. The massive volume and shares traded and options last year was a fluke because of the pandemic. That's not possible. Wall Street doesn't believe in the stock, clearly. Yeah, I mean, there's no basis for a short squeeze at this point. There's no thesis for a short squeeze at all that I can see. 19% short interest alone, that's nothing. That doesn't matter. I mean, that's, they've been rotating in and out of that 19% for months now. It doesn't matter. Like, if shorts were trapped, would you see 2, 3, 4 million shares returned every day? No, you wouldn't. Enough apes are buying AMC shares to provide exit liquidity. And enough people are selling their shares to provide exit liquidity, depending on which side of trade they're on. It's just a matter of time at this point. Like, it's time for people to at least listen. At least listen. I mean, they know. I mean, anyway, I am getting ready to leave. So anyway, once in a lifetime set of circumstances that will never come together again to create what happened. Never come together again. Yeah, I mean, you got to throw Trump in there and the initial response to the pandemic. You got Jerome Powell. Like, everybody played their part. Welcome to the chat. Do an episode about BBIG. Oh boy, that's even worse. I mean, well, it's lower. Convoluted web out of ideas that may or may not have a connection. Seems like he really believes it. I don't know. That's always a question. Do they believe it or not? I don't know. But, to me, it doesn't matter because they're putting it out for other people to consume. So whether they believe it or not, they're influencing people with it. Oh, absolutely. It's drug induced. I mean, for sure. I mean, I would bet 1,000. That seems to be the theme tonight, betting $1,000. I would bet $1,000 that I don't think he uses crack. Maybe he does. I mean, he fucking idolizes Tyrone Biggums for some reason. But he's probably a speed freak. He probably takes Adderall or something. Real shorts heavy on AMC. Not in trouble, in my opinion. I don't know what real shorts heavy. I mean, there's only there is no naked shorts. That's what I'm thinking. There's no naked shorts. It's all borrowed shares. That's real shorting. And you know, if you have 500 million shares, 100 million shares, 20%, it's not that much. Like, think about it. You have days of volume. Go find 100 million volume day that was a green day. That's what you can expect. And that's not a Moass. If even that, because what happens every time? It comes down. So why would shorts be forced to cover if it's likely going to come back down anyway? Plus, there's never going to be zero short interest. There's always going to be short sellers. So it's cyclical. They want all the shorts to close their positions, and that's it. The short thesis is over. It don't work like that. It does not work like that at all. That is complete fantasy. Complete fantasy. You will not control anyone else in the stock market. You don't want people to be short selling? Leave the market, because there are going to be people short selling. They think for some reason that they can force institutional short sellers to cover. Not going to happen. Not going to happen now. AMC might get another pump from short covering and profit taking. Might be able to get another 50% run sometime, then another dump. Yeah, and you're talking about $3. Sorry, excuse me, $3, because AMC is $6, whatever. Wow. I mean, yeah, if you were establishing a new position to trade it, sure. If your average is $60, $50, $40, $30, you're fucked. There's no two ways around that. Yeah, I mean, it's mounting debt and bankruptcy possibility that may be unlikely the longer it goes on. And that's the thing. They literally think that the short thesis is done. They've already assumed that they're going to pay off all their debt. When they don't, I don't know what will happen with their narrative. AMC may see $20+ after 2022. Why? They're not going to be stronger. They're going to have more debt. Probably. Because they're not, think about it. They have the debt that they have. And I know Ape's going to make it pay off. No, it's not. If anything, it'll make a very small dent. I mean, not even a dent. Like a little baby spoonful. You know, but beyond the debt that they have, but see, Lynn, it like that would help, but they're not able to cover. They're not able. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say they're not able to cover. Oh my God. AMC is not able to cover its expenses and come out with profit. That's not a healthy company. If a company is unable to support itself, why would the stock go from $6 to $22? Who would bid the price up that high? Retail investors will be unable to do it. They will not control the float. They don't control the float now. Institutions are pretty good at pricing equities. They will never price it at $22. Just won't. Anyway, money isn't there to move it. Options activity isn't there like it was before when people had free money to throw away. Exactly. So retail will never control it. Again, if they even ever controlled it. Because it's possible that that was institutions, largely. I mean, it had to be institutions as well. There's no way it was all retail. And institutional options trading. So, and the swings that might come with that. All right. Anyway, good discussion though. But you got to go back to fundamentals. Fundamentals will ultimately guide stocks, you know, and especially when you're thinking about potentially a recession in 2023. Doubtful. All right. Anyway, retail isn't there. Recession, exactly. Chris, have a good night, sir. It's good to see you tonight. Bad back. I'll see you in Telegram. Likewise with Reed. Sergeant Baloney, join the Telegram chat. We can continue this discussion there. Lynn, thank you. Manny, Manuel, thank you. I'm going to have to start differentiating you guys. But the other one's not here, so it's okay. Chuck, Antoinette, everybody else except for the dude that was putting the diamond hands that I deleted earlier. Anyway, catch you guys later. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow night, maybe Saturday night, and I'll see you Sunday for futures. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace. See ya.